Okay, guys, listen up. No big pep talks tonight. Tonight we talk about being a winning football team. Tonight we're talking about two teams that are winners. There aren't going to be any losers here tonight. It's going to be a better football team that becomes the state champion. It's going to be a hard-hitting game. Going to be some great plays by some great football players. But wanting to win's not going to do it tonight. We're going to have to be tougher, smarter, better football players to be called the best in the state. It's been 12 tough, hard weeks to get here. This is it, guys. We can be state champion. I know it. You know it. Let's go get it, guys. We've come this far. Just one more game. Tonight's winner takes it all. It's been a long, tough road to the Kingbowl.
Live from the Kingdome in Seattle, it's Kingbowl 12, featuring the Kentwood Conquerors and the Ingraham Rams. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce King, along with Bob Ronda. We welcome you to a very excited place across the state of Washington, where tonight Ingraham takes on Kentwood for the AAA championship. The Ingraham Rams, Bobby, coming to this game, Cinderella team out of the Metro League. Everybody excited about them. And the Kentwood Conquerors, well, here's a team that a lot of people feel should win this state championship. But all at once at Kentwood a couple of days ago, 6 players are suspended, and everything's changed, really, as far as this game is concerned.
Puts a whole new light on the ball game, Bruce. Not only 6 players, 6 seniors, 4 of them starters. Impact-type players, especially running back Derek Baker. Now, the story has been well documented. These players made a mistake. They were caught for it. They violated training rules. Coach Dave Lutz, very strict with his rules. The players broke them. That's it. They're off the team. Derek Baker is an all-state running back, heavily recruited player. But maybe more important for the game tonight, quarterback Alex Rivas, another senior, but he makes that wishbone offense go. The quarterback has to handle the ball. His replacement, Danny Lind, will have a very tough go tonight. Chad Parker's a senior nose guard, had played well this season, all-league performer. Kelly Dunham, also a starting defensive back. Then the replacements, Tony Wall and Mike Hoppel. And you talk about replacements, that will be a storyline for the ball game tonight, along, of course, with the Cinderella notion that applies to the Ingraham team. I'm not sure Bruce Cinderella ever had it so good.
Also working with us tonight is Chuck Tarbox, the head coach of Juanita High School. And Chuck, you talk a little bit about the emotional aspect of this situation now. What about Kentwood? Emotionally, how can Dave Lutz get this team ready to go?
Well, what happens in Dave Lutz's case is what happens to any coach. There's something that we have a hard time sleeping about. The first emotion is one of shock, and then it's one of being hurt, and then you're angry. And then suddenly you focus on the players that are going to be playing this football game, and they get your main attention. But coaches know that we, as coaches, will continue to hurt, and the rest of the football team will rally together and play well.
Let's look now at the key players that are going to have to really carry this team right now, in this particular ball game. Richard Thomas, the running back, the big fullback. This guy's going to have a big game.
He's going to have a big game, and at the same time, he's going to have to just do his thing and not try to do more because the other players are not here.
And the quarterback, Danny Lind. This guy out of the JV program, 7-1 in the JVs, but his first varsity start, and talk about pressure on a young football player.
Absolutely, and you notice his number is number 1, and he's number 1 tonight. He's going to lead this football team. He has to take the snaps, and the rest of the team's going to have to rally in support of him.
You wonder what's going through his mind right now.
Well, I'll tell you, he's an athlete. He comes from an athletic family, and he's going to have the rest of the team supporting him in the confidence of the coaches. Look for him to show his athletic ability, and along with Justin Mathena is another player to keep your eye on tonight.
Well, Dave Lutz is on the sideline with the man who is helping us tonight. That's Todd Pickett. And Todd, he's with Dave Lutz now.
Thank you very much, Bruce. David Lutz, what kind of a night was it for you and your staff, and what have you discussed with your young men coming into tonight's game?
Well, it was a night of shock initially, and the focus then had to be, that we still had the game and that we needed to get ready for that and not dwell on the past, and we can focus on that later. But we got a game to play, and we had to get ready for that.
Obviously not a situation where you can make a lot of changes. What will you tell the kids before you come out the final time?
The kids know what they have to do by this time. It's not going to take anything. We're playing the game for the kids that got lost, that we lost the other night. They helped get us here, and they're just as much a part. They made an error in judgment, and we love them, and we're gonna patch them back together, and we want them to feel good about the win tonight too.
Coach, good luck tonight. We'll look forward to talking with you at halftime.
Okay, thank you.
Bruce?
Thank you, Todd, very much. Todd Pickett joining us from Spokane for the broadcast tonight. Interesting, Chuck. You look at how these teams get here. You have to win 3 games to get into the final, into the championship game here tonight. Let's look at the ladder right now, and let's look at the games that these teams had to play to get here, okay? Kentwood against Puyallup. Kentwood surprised top-ranked and undefeated Puyallup as the Conquerors intercept a Billy Hobart pass. 1:45 to go in the ball game. They stop the Viking rally. They go on to win it by a score of 36-26. We move now to the quarterfinal. Kentwood mauls Kelso 40-7 in that ball game, and fullback Richard Thomas rushes for 163 yards in 9 carries and scores 2 touchdowns. Semifinal against Mercer Island. Thomas again powers Kentwood to a 14-7 victory with 95 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns as they go on to win it by a score of 14-7. So very exciting Kentwood football team being here, a team that a lot of people felt the start of this year could be one of the powers in the state of Washington.
Only team left that's ranked by the state.
It's amazing, isn't it? There have been a lot of upsets to get the teams here. What about the Cinderella team out of Ingraham? We'll come back and talk about that team right after this.
From the Kingdome in Seattle, this is Kingbowl 12. Brought to you by Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. Kingbowl 12 is brought to you by your Toyota dealer. Who could ask for anything more? By U.S. Bank, working for Washington. And by your local Yamaha dealers and Snow Scoot, a whole new way.
Meet your next truck. The truck for '89. The all-new Toyota V6 4x4 SR5. The most advanced V6 engine in its class. All-new on-the-move 4-wheel demand. And a brand-new look that says Toyota quality.
It's everything I ever wanted.
Toyota! Who could ask for anything more?
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
We welcome you back live to the Kingdome in Seattle and Kingbowl 12. We talked about Kentwood just a moment ago, and Chuck Tarbox, let's talk a little bit now about the Ingraham Rams. If there is any coach in the playoffs who knows more about Ingraham, it has to be you, because they upset you, knocked you out of the playoff with a great play at the end of the ballgame. How good a football team is Ingraham?
Ingraham is the Cinderella tonight, but they are for real. They are well coached. They're the old Rams of Tony Gasparovich and John Zager, and now they're led by Ron Sidenquist, and he's done an excellent job.
Key players tonight as far as this football team is concerned, and the players that really have to play well.
Simon Robinson is a big, strong running back. He's going to get the ball about 24, 25 times a night. And here he's carrying the ball against Ferris. And you're going to see a tailback on the mold of Greg Lewis from last year.
How about this young man?
Hey, Ramon is the hero. He's the one that put him here with the big fumble recovery against us. In the last 32 seconds, tacked on the try for point, and then kicked a field goal to win the whole thing.
Let's go to the sideline right now with Todd Pickett, who's with Ron Siedenquist, the Ingraham coach. Todd?
Thank you, Bruce. Ron, they're calling you the Cinderella team, the unknowns, the team that snuck up on everyone. Has that worked to your advantage in the playoffs?
Well, you know something? In the Cinderella story, you have to remember, if Cinderella hadn't had the goods, the ugly sisters couldn't have kept her down. So we feel pretty good about being here, and the kids are real excited.
Obviously, despite the Kentwood situation, it's not hard to get your kids up for a championship game.
Well, you know, the last 4 games have really been like championship games for us, and so we're really, every game is expected to be our last, and the kids are really ready to play. We're here to play Kentwood, not the kids that were suspended.
We'll let you go see if your kicker has a glass slipper on tonight. Good luck. We'll look forward to talking with you at halftime.
Thanks a lot.
Bruce, back up to you.
I love this story, Todd. Oh, I'll tell you, he's ready to go, isn't he?
He really is. He's been watching Channel 9 too much.
Let's look right now at how in the world this Ingraham team ended up in the championship game. They open against Juanita. Now, if you follow football in this area, you know this play right here. Ramon Carlos will recover the fumble and take it 75 yards for a touchdown with 32 seconds to play in a ball game, winning 17-14 with a field goal in overtime. What a crushing blow for Juanita, but what a win for Ingram. Now it's against Mountain View, the quarterfinal. After a slow start, Ingram explodes for 29 fourth quarter points to beat Mountain View 29-14. That's George Thomas with the touchdown run in the ball game. They win it 29-14. And in Spokane, the semifinal game, Ingram scores all their points in the first quarter to defeat the Paris Saxons 14-6 in a ball game. So that's a look how Ingram ends up here playing Kentwood for the state AAA championship game. What kind of game do you think this is going to be?
I think it's going to be two hard running football teams going head-to-head with excitement on both sides of the field.
And we'll be back, and we'll have more of the pregame show as we move closer to the kickoff of Kingbowl 12.
Old Man Winter is already battering many parts of the United States, so the time to get to Burlington Coat Factory is now for the first choice of the largest selection of winter coats and jackets in the country. What every member of your family needs to keep warm, no matter how cold it gets. And because Burlington is famous for low prices, you can get your new winter coat at the lowest price imaginable. That should make you feel warm all over. Burlington Coat Factory, America's #1 place to save on the coat you want.
He's got quick moves. He's got sure hands. He's got great speed. And now, he's got his own TV show, The Kurt Warner Show. Each week, Kurt and Como's Bruce King will review the previous Seattle game, answer your phone calls live, introduce you to other Seahawk players, and describe what it's like to play in the NFL. The Kurt Warner Show, immediately following Monday Night Football on Como TV4. Brought to you in part by Henry Weinhardt's, the West's first true premium beer, and by your Puget Sound Dodge dealers.
There are some things in life that shouldn't change. Traditions worth keeping. At Como TV, we believe in tradition. That's why you'll find our newscasts where you've come to depend on them. Como News 4 at 5 o'clock. ABC World News Tonight with Peter Jennings at 6 o'clock. And Como News 4 at 6:30. Depend on us.
Welcome back to the Kingdome and Kingbowl 12. Chuck would talk about how the teams end up getting here. Let's talk a little bit now about semifinal games. Okay, Ingram has to travel to Ferris, play this Ferris football team basically on their home field. Very tough win for them, and they score all the points early in the ball game.
A complete turnaround from their past, because they're used to scoring late in the ball game. 98 points against their opponent's 7 in the fourth quarter. A complete flip-flop.
Okay, here's your quick look right now of that semifinal game between Ingram and Ferris. Two Cinderella teams match up in this semifinal. The hometown Ferris Saxons of Spokane take on the Ingram Rams from Seattle, with both looking for an invitation to Kingbowl 12. The Metro champions take it to the Saxons right away as Ram quarterback George Thomas hits his favorite receiver, tight end Ben DeBose, for 14 yards. 3 minutes later, Ingram's drive is capped off by Eric Anderson as he bulls his way in from 3 yards out. With Ramon Carlos's extra point, Ingram jumps out to a 7-0 lead. After 3 downs and a punt by Ferris, Rams' Tally Harrison slashes his way up the middle and sprints left as Ingram runs at will against a usually tough Ferris defense. With Simon Robinson's 3-yard score, the Rams up their lead to 14-0 to the delight of the coaching staff and their fans. After another long drive by Ingram, Ferris finally gets a break. Jason Calhoun recovers this fumble, stopping an apparent Ingram score. And at the half, it was 14-0 in favor of Ingram. In the second half, Ferris tries to get rolling, with Dan Lean throwing to Damon Evans for a 16-yard gain, giving frozen Ferris fans something to cheer about. But Ingram's defense stiffens as blitzing linebacker Lyndon Hyde pops Lean and quarterback Jason Galvin intercepts the pass. After recovering a goal line fumble, Ferris begins a 99-yard drive on the first play of the fourth quarter with his bomb to wide receiver Larry Gonzalez. The Saxons score on a good move by Clint Morton to cut the Ingram lead to 14-6. But they miss the two-point conversion. Then, with less than a minute to play, this incomplete fourth down pass will ice it for the Ingram Rams, who win it 14-6. Another upset win for Ingram as the surprising Rams qualify for Kingbowl 12. Okay, those surprising Rams are here. Is the Metro League really improving that much? Because they haven't had a team in this championship game for 10 years, but is it improving?
I like to think they are. The top teams can play with anybody, and Ingram's showing that tonight.
Very interesting football team. A football team that really had to play some very tough games.
Well, there was
to
two
get here.
giant killers in that semifinal over there in Spokane, Bruce, because what happened there is that Ferris had beaten Gonzaga Prep.
That's right.
Juanita had beaten us in the first round.
A surprise for everyone. Now, how about the other team, Kentwood? How about the Kentwood Mercer Island semifinal? Here's a look. Mercer Island's Dick Nickel and Kentwood's David Lutz both anticipated a tough physical game. And from the opening kickoff to the final gun, that's what they get. Early on, the defenses dominate. Kentwood puts the pressure on the Islanders' Nick Morris. And Mercer Island stuffs Derek Baker and the Conquerors' wishbone offense. But behind Morris's arm and the sure hands of seniors Rob Affleck and T.J. Burke, the Islanders gained control offensively in the second period by driving to the game's opening score with his play-action pass finding Brett Ogata for 6 points. Following the point after, the upset-minded Islanders are up 7-0. Kentwood's defense then tries to take over as senior defensive back Sean Hansen sticks Tree Hendricks, and Morris gets to know defensive tackle Mike Vincent to end the first half. Mercer Island still on top, 7-0. After a slow third quarter, Kentwood's offense finally gets going. Sophomore Richard Thomas breaks a couple of tackles, puts on a burst of speed to get inside the 5. Then behind a wall of blockers, Thomas finds the end zone for a fourth quarter 7-7 tie. On the next possession, Mercer Island is stunned as John Sudi picks off this Morris pass on fourth down, setting up more heroics for Richard Thomas. With less than 2 minutes left in regulation, Thomas brings the crowd to their feet with this run as he roars all the way into the end zone for the winning touchdown, sending the Kentwood Conquerors into Kingbowl 12 and a chance to be the best in the state. Kentwood set to go. The Ingram Rams set to go. Well, Chuck, are you ready to go?
I'm looking forward to it, Bruce.
With all the play-by-play action, here's Bob Rondo. Bobby?
There they come, the Ingram Rams, wearing the visiting uniforms tonight, or the white uniforms here tonight, although they would be considered, I would think, more of a home team, at least geographically to the Kingdom than the Kentwood Conquerors. At any rate, here are the Metro AAA League champions, and a good football team they are. 10-1 under coach Ron Seidenquist. We're awaiting the arrival of the Kentwood Conquerors, and here they come. And they are fired up now. The story made the rounds yesterday. The shocking news, we found out about it when we came down to watch them practice, just by the process of elimination. Derek Baker not here, quarterback Alex Rivas and 4 others, Dave Lutz suspending them. It's been a long 48 hours for that young man. What a career he has had at Kentwood High School, the only coach this school has ever had. They've been to the playoffs 6 times. This is their first trip to the big one, the Kingbowl, as Dave Lutz gets his squad fired up on the sideline. There will be some matchups tonight we'll be following for you. that might be critical to the outcome of this ball game. Here's one of them. On your left is Jeffrey Wilkins. He is an all-state inside linebacker, a real fire plug type of guy. Short but powerful. Excellent tackler. On your right is Richard Thomas, only a sophomore, but maybe the most mature sophomore fullback in the state. Another matchup to follow, Charlie Kuntz, the big defensive tackle, all-league performer from Ingraham, against perhaps Kentwood's best offensive lineman, only a junior, P.J. Tuntland. There's Ron Sidenquist, the Seattle PI's Coach of the Year in the state of Washington. Chuck Tarbox likes to say, well, he can thank me for that. Talking, of course, about that win in the opening round of the playoffs, the miracle win for the Ingraham Rams. Some rules you might not be familiar with if you don't follow high school football too much. You have to have just the 1 foot inbounds for a pass reception, not both feet as in the NFL. You can advance a fumble. If a kickoff goes into the end zone, it cannot be brought out. It's an automatic touchback. There is no in-the-grasp rule that we have seen so much in the National Football League, and we'll have 4 12-minute quarters. Kentwood has won the toss and will receive tonight. And dropping back deep, John Sudi, number 15, along with number 21, that is Nat Biondo. Ramon Carlos to kick it off for the Ingraham Rams. Here you go. Kingbowl 12, the AAA title underway. Short kick taken by Biondo at the 15-yard line. We've got a flag and play is stopped. And there is some confusion down on the field, and I'm not sure what this is all about as the officials get together and sort it out. There you see in the white cap referee Clyde Sale. Cap Anderson will be our linesman tonight. Jim Dungan, the umpire, and Bob Olakanen will be the field judge. Just 4 officials in high school football.
Okay, we have a dead ball. Encroachment by the receivers. We'll re-kick.
Encroachment by the receivers. How often do you see that happen?
Well, that's, Bob, they have to be in front of that 45-yard line, and they backed up before the ball was kicked.
Kentwood has had penalty problems this season. As you can see, 90 penalties, almost 73.5 yards per game. I'm sure Dave Lutz is hoping his team might be a little bit more penalty-free than that this season. We're going to get the ball moved up to the 45-yard line from the 40 as we tack on the 5-yard penalty, and Ramon Carlos will get set to kick it off again. 10-1, the Ingraham Rams. Ramon Carlos was an all-league defensive back in the Metro League, but he's also the league's all-league kicker. And Chuck Tarbox mentioned Carlos had the big run back of the fumble and then kicked the field goal in overtime as Ingraham defeated Juanita in the playoff opener. Big kick this time. Sudi at the 2. Met at the 15, falls forward to the 18-yard line. And the Kentwood Conquerors and their wishbone attack will start from there. Linton Hyde, great special team player, great linebacker down on the tackle. Again, we'll be keeping an eye on Richard Thomas, the fullback tonight. Just a sophomore, John Sudi, a running back in the wishbone attack. Justin Mathena filling in for All-State running back Derek Baker, and there's quarterback Danny Lynn. Greg Petagana up front at the center spot. And we'll pass the rest of the starters along to you momentarily. Here's the first play of the AAA title game. 1st and 10, Kentwood from their own 18-yard line. Second man through. Big hole open for Justin Mathena. Fumbled the football. Ingraham on the ball. How do you like that? First play out of the blocks. The recovery made, or the hit made by Jason Gavin.
And we have a player down there, Bob. Try to find out what it's up to.
I think Bloomquist came up with the football, Chuck. We do have an injured player down, and he's coming out, limping out of the ball game, was Craig Anderson. Here's the hit. George Thomas with the fumble forcing hit, scramble for the football. John Bloomquist, the nose tackle, came up with it. 1 play, 1 turnover. Dave Lutz's worst nightmare. 1st and 10, Ingraham at the Kentwood 23-yard line as we are just underway. Here's the power I formation of Ron Sidenquist's Ingraham Rams. George Thomas, the quarterback, sends Robinson in motion away from the formation. Handoff to the fullback, John Brown. Just kind of pushes his way forward down near the 20-yard line. Check Ingram's starting lineup for you now. The man who just carried the football, John Brown, junior fullback. The tailback, All-Metro League Simon Robinson, 1,200-yard plus gainer this season. Tally Hairston, the Ram back as they call it, H-back, whatever you want to call it. There's the quarterback, George Thomas. 2nd down and 7. Ingram at the Kentwood 20-yard line. We've played a minute and a half. A turnover already. Here's the handoff. Robinson's first carry. Not much there. Down to about the 18-yard line. Might have gotten 2. And let's fill in the rest of that starting lineup. Here's the men up front. Otis Golden, 254-pound senior tackle. Jim Sage, the other tackle, goes 275. Linton Hyde, all-Metro team captain and a senior. Brad Root, the other guard, and Doug Lynch, the senior center. 3rd down, 5. Ingram trying to capitalize on a fumble recovery after the game's first play. Ball at the 18-yard line of the Kentwood Conquerors. Hairston in motion. Will lead. Simon Robinson cuts upfield. He'll be short of the first down, short of the 15-yard line. Let's see if we see Ramon Carlos in the field goal unit come on now.
I would think, Bob, this is going to be a little early. They're going to go for it here.
James Gavin coming in, brings a play in from Ron Sidenquist. He uses his split ends to run plays. It is 4th and 2. Great big play here. Ball at the 16 of Kentwood. Give to Robinson. First down and a little bit more, and they almost had an exchange problem. Robinson with the ball down low, but he hung on. And I believe they have the first down. They do. They needed to get just inside the 19, and they got it down to inside the 18-yard line. So the drive will continue. I beg your pardon, that's the 13-yard line.
That's a tough way for Kentwood to start the ball game. But you notice in the 4 downs that we've had defensively for Kentwood, they've really swarmed to the football, and they're playing expired football right now.
1st and 10, Ingram. They spot it at the Kentwood 12-yard line. George Thomas sends Hairston in motion on the option. They've got it wrapped up back at the 15-yard line. Garrett Herring, the outside linebacker, with a big play defensively for Kentwood. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Well, when you're a wishbone team, you're used to playing against yourself, and there they try to give them the option. And a great play by Garrett Herring.
There you see Thomas. They had it covered up. They had Robinson, the pitchman, well covered as well. 2nd and 12 for the Ingram Rams as they work from the Kentwood 14-yard line. 8 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. No score. Split backs this time. They hand the ball off inside. Brown, the hole closes quickly. Paul Lucas, the noseman, was there.
Dave Lutz said this is one of his strongest running defensive teams he's had, and we're seeing some strength up inside there. Ingram's going to have to change up here and throw the football. There it is right there. T.J. Tuntlin, along with his teammates, getting to the football in a hurry.
The low-high treatment from Lucas and Tuntlin. 3rd down and 11 now. Straight I formation. Hairston goes out in a slot right. Ball at the 13-yard line of Kentwood. Here's our first pass of the game. Into the end zone, incomplete. As Thomas looked for Bryce Kisker, his split end. Kisker's tall at 6'4", and the ball was just a little too tall for him.
He had his hands on it, just couldn't hold on to it. You see the good play-action fake here. They're using the height against shorter defensive backs, and that was close to being a score. Here comes the field goal team.
Thomas attempted only 47 passes this season, completed about 40%, and now we will see Ramon Carlos. Senior place kicker, 3 of 4 field goal attempts. This one a 30-yarder, and that's right about the edge of his range. Snap in the hole, they didn't get it away. Ball on the ground, recovered by Kentwood. That is Sean Hansen who came up with the football. That ball never got off the ground. Sean Hansen looked like a shortstop.
Well, he had a good snap, a good hold, and what we had here was he just hit the top half of the football. No pressure from him at all, and didn't follow through. And what a turnaround here now. Great chance here for Kentwood to recover from the loss of that fumble.
They've had one play so far, one fumble. They'll get to try it again now. Just outside their 15-yard line. 7:02 to go in the first quarter, and we have no score. Danny Lind has them up in the wishbone. Hand off to Thomas. Cannot break the tackle of Ramon Carlos, the man who just missed the field goal, but the strong safety forces up and does a good job on that play.
Yeah, the strong safety's playing up in the linebacker position. He's going to be up there very close to the line of scrimmage tonight all the time.
What pressure on quarterback Danny Lind, 5'7" junior, 2nd and 9 at the Kentwood 16-yard line, making his first start. Second man through. This is John Sudi. Good yardage for Sudi. Out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Gain of 7. John Sudi, a junior. He's was to be the heir apparent to Derek Baker. They said next year will be Sudi's year. Baker got all the yardage this season.
Well, the matchup we talked about, Wilkins and Thomas inside, they went for that fake, and you're going to see a lot of that second man through belly stuff from Kentwood. Nice handoff. That's what we're getting from Danny Lind right at this moment.
Linton Hyde on the stop of the previous play. 3rd down and a yard to go. Ball at the Kentwood 24-yard line. This is Thomas time. He's hit at the 25-yard line. No, second man through. They faked inside. Got me. That was Sudi with the carry, and he'll have a first down. John Bloomquist, the nose guard, on the stop. And an interesting story. Bloomquist helped out by Simon Robinson. Interesting story. Bloomquist, he's playing with a broken left wrist, and they looked long and hard, the officials did, at the cast he is wearing before the ball game. They weren't sure they were going to let him play because the cast, they said, might not have been soft enough. But they did let him play. They decided it was soft enough, and they have decided, too, that Kentwood is just short of a first down, so we have a punting situation. Charlie Johnson is on to kick. 35-yard per game average, or per punt average, and here's the boot away. It's going to bounce right at midfield. Rolling laterally, and now bouncing cockeyed, and they'll finally down it. Brent Roberts downed it for the Kentwood Conquerors. 4:49 to go in the opening quarter. We're scoreless. Kentwood and Ingram, and we'll be right back.
There are plenty of old ways to have fun in the snow. But only one new way. Introducing Snow Scoot by Yamaha. It's fun to ride, simple to handle, and easy to afford. Buy a Snow Scoot before December 31st. There's no down payment and no payments for 90 days. There's the old way, or the new way. Snow Scoot by Yamaha. Consult your yellow pages for the Yamaha dealer nearest you.
Let's see. Our family's been working this land for, what, almost 100 years now. 3 generations. Nope, better make that 4. I don't know. We've just always been farmers. Must be in the blood or something. Sure as heck isn't the easiest way to make a living. Oh well, you just pray for the right weather and put your money in the right places.
U.S. Bank. Working for you, working for Washington.
We've got a good life here.
Kentwood's Conquerors have had 2 possessions. Ingram's Rams have had 1, and we are scoreless here in the Kingdome. Bob Rondo with Chuck Tarbox and Bruce King. 4:43 to go in the opening quarter. We had a turnover on the first play from scrimmage. Wound up not hurting Kentwood as the Ingram Rams badly missed a field goal attempt. Kentwood then held with just one, or without a first down, and Ingram in possession for the second time here this evening. Coach Ron Sidenquist, the coach of the year in the state of Washington. What a great job he's done with this team. 10-1, a senior-dominated team. The Metro champions. A lot of people surprised that they're here. Sidenquist, not necessarily among those. 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 49-yard line. That's Hairston. Motion out of the formation. Give inside to John Brown, and turns out to be a case of John Brown's body being hit awfully hard. Sel Kroner, there he is, inside linebacker, 5'6", weighs 205. He will be around the football all night long. There's the senior. Sel, by the way, is short for Celestino. You can see why, I guess, a high school kid might prefer Sel, huh?
You have done your homework, I tell you. Where'd you find that out?
I asked him. Where else? 2nd and 9 at midfield. The power I formation for George Thomas and the Ingraham Rams. Robinson finds some room. Across the 45, down near a first down, just outside the 42-yard line of Kentwood. He'll be just short of that first down, I believe.
Bob, they bring number 95 Eric Anderson into the game to lead this play. 216 pounds, gets a great block along with his left guard, and a good hard running.
Eric Anderson, as you mentioned, 216 coming in at that ram back in the power I formation. There's number 95 scrambling side to side, setting up with John Brown as the upbacks. 3rd down and a short yard. Ingraham at the Kentwood 43. Robinson cuts to the outside, breaks one tackle. There's the first down inside the 35. Simon Robinson run out of bounds at the 32-yard line of Kentwood, gained 11. It looked like he might lose on the play, broke the tackle, and gained 11 yards. Eric Miletich starting at cornerback tonight as they have done some reshuffling in that secondary.
Miletich bounces to the outside, has a good chance to stop him here for no gain or loss of yardage, but there's the good balance of Simon Robinson.
Miletich missing the tackle, and then Rob Gates coming cross-field from his linebacker spot to finish off the job on Simon Robinson. 1st and 10, Ingraham at the Kentwood 33-yard line. We've seen only one pass play tonight. Here's Callie Hairston with his first carry this evening. Pretty good pop on first down as he's just inside the 27-yard line for a gain of about 6. Callie Hairston, just a junior. He'll be back next season. 49 carries on the season. Scored 5 touchdowns.
One of our key matchups was the quickness of Charlie Coons against T.J. Tunlin, and we saw Tunlin win that battle one-on-one.
2nd down and 4, Ingraham. 27-yard line of Kentwood in a scoreless ball game, just under 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. John Brown with a carry, finds some room. Brown inside the 20, shoulder down inside the 15-yard line. John Brown, Nat Biondo, the left cornerback, had to come up to make the stop.
Fine blocking behind the right side of the line. The first time they've broken up into split backs, and here John Brown, normally the fullback, carrying off tackle, breaks a tackle there and runs through. He's a big, strong-looking kid on the mold of Richard Thomas of Kentwood.
1st and 10, Ingraham now from the 14-yard line of Kentwood. They've been in this neighborhood once before tonight, came away with a missed field goal. 7-man front looking at George Thomas and company. Here's Robinson spinning inside the 10-yard line. There's an all-Metro League type of play from Simon Robinson. Garrett Herring, the outside linebacker, stopped him. Robinson on the season, 1,235 yards. Just today named to the Seattle Times Star Times team. Very elite group. Simon Robinson, good-looking senior, 6 feet, 187-pounder.
It appears here, Bob, that the situation at nose guard for Kentwood, where they had to shuffle 2 or 3 nose guards in there, and Ingram's just taking the ball right inside behind Eric Anderson.
And they've just taken a timeout as well, looking at 2nd and 3 from the 7-yard line. We'll break away. No score here. Ingraham and Kentwood. We'll be right back.
We're having a family reunion this weekend.
Get it on video.
Fun.
Let's go swimming.
I got it at Magnolia.
Anywhere.
For real. That was a long time ago. Very fun.
It goes anywhere.
Television.
Sounds real.
Right on your nose.
Things you wanted to hear.
Big screen television. It's a surprise.
Grandma and Grandpa.
Magnolia Hi-Fi and Video.
Part of the family.
That's what you wanted to say.
Really?
One of the great joys of being a parent is watching the kids' faces light up as they discover new toys under the tree Christmas morning. But for families with limited resources, new toys are often not possible. That's why Como TV is joining Safeway, the Seattle Seahawks, Coca-Cola, and the Marine Corps Reserve to sponsor Toys for Tots. Please join us by depositing a new unwrapped toy into a box like this at any Western Washington Safeway store. We want every young face to wear a smile this Christmas.
Ingram's Rams knocking at Kentwood's door here in the Kingdome. 2nd and 3, and here's how they got to the 7-yard line of Kentwood. John Brown, outstanding run, the fullback. And they are in scoring country for the second time this evening. Came away empty the first time. 1:57 to play in the first quarter. And we're looking for our first score in the ball game. 54 total yards, as you see, for Ingram so far, but 14 for Kentwood. Second down, 3. Rams, 7-yard line of Kentwood. Simon Robinson inside the 5-yard line. This will be close to a first down. He appears to be a shade short.
That big offensive front from Ingram is getting off in the football, and with Eric Anderson in the backfield, it's like having another tackle. He plays defensive tackle, and they bring him in as a lead blocker in that power I formation. But look for him to become slashing off tackle with some misdirection down here.
Robinson, a real main man in that offense already. 7 carries here in the first quarter, but averaging about 5 yards per carry in the ball game. Third down and a short one from the 5-yard line of Kentwood. We might look for Anderson here, the big guy. We can watch him go away from the formation. Near fumble on the exchange. Loose football? No. But they're also short of the first down. Trouble on the exchange between George Thomas, the quarterback, and fullback John Brown. They lost a yard on the play. Let's look at it again.
There's Sel Kroner coming up to take that thing on, but the ball never got to Simon Robinson. Never reached him.
A little confusion there. Which one of us gets it? John Brown, Simon Robinson. Fourth down. 2 yards to go. Ingram at the Kentwood 6. Robinson. First down to the 3-yard line. Garrett Herring has been busy from that outside linebacker spot. Number 81 making the stop for Kentwood. Ron Sidenquist liking what he is seeing right now. First and goal for his football. And I've got to say this right now. Ron wants to say hi to his wife, Debbie, and acknowledged all the good work that she has done for this team this season. She does all the taping, sits out in the cold, never complains. So, Debbie, congratulations and best wishes from your husband.
And Debbie does a good job of cooking for Ron, too.
First down and goal, Ingram. With 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, they work from the 3-yard line of Kentwood. Robinson again, cuts inside, touchdown. Touchdown number 14 this season for number 43.
Well, Bob, they just took that right inside the guard. Center guard, both sides of the line of scrimmage, just took Kentwood straight back. Simon made a nice move. He cut back right to left, saw the block on the linebacker. Great block out of number 66, and then he's in there.
And Ramon Carlos on to attempt the extra point, hoping to do a little better with this than he did with the earlier field goal, and he certainly does. He puts it through, and the ice is broken, and Ingram is the one to break it. 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The Rams take a 7-0 lead on Kentwood. Certainly Simon Robinson, a busy man here this evening, as he did a lot of the work in that 52-yard drive. All 10 plays were on the ground. Robinson now with 9 carries for 41 yards in the football game.
You've made 2 calls for Linton Hyde, too, because he made the tackle on the opening kickoff, and that was Hyde that made the key block down there on the touchdown.
Let's see the touchdown again, and watch the block, too, of Anderson, number 95, in front. That's him clearing out Richard Thomas, the inside backer, and they just shoved him into the end zone. That's an easy touchdown for Simon Robinson. 14 offensive touchdowns this season. He also had a pass interception for a TD as he shakes the fist with touchdown total number 15. And before we have the kickoff, are we going to show him the feature here, or are we going to let him kick it away? Let's see. As we look at Dave Lutz, I think we'll let him kick it away. Ramon Carlos ready to go for Ingram. Here's the boot away. Taken by the up man Biondo, out to the 25 and no more. Linton Hyde, there's that name again. Senior co-captain, all-Metro League performer. Down to make the stop on the kickoff, and Kentwood will try it one more time. There's your score, 7-0. The end of the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Up here's where Dad used to hide our presents. We go crazy trying to find them. Today, we use the layaway at Freddy's to keep those big secrets from our little ones. I wonder where they'll look next.
Save big on Play School toys for your little ones at Fred Meyer now, like Pipeworks that lets your kids build super-sized creations. And save on every other Play School preschool toy in stock. Just think of the fun they'll have with a Play School toy.
When I'm working in the kitchen, anything I find to make my life easier, like Reynolds plastic wrap, is greatly appreciated. It handles great. And cling? How's this for cling? Keeps things really fresh. So get yourself some Reynolds plastic wrap and make your kitchen easier to handle.
Reynolds plastic wrap. Wrap it right.
You know, I like to think of it as weather with the human touch, so I get involved with people. And I really like that part of the job.
Did your mother know you're that cute?
Oh, that's a schnoz you got there.
Hey, we'll see you guys later.
Steve Poole, weather with the human touch.
It isn't the sport itself, but the people, the pros who've made it their life's work, the kids busting their tails to make the team.
What you waiting at? Have a great year, though.
Whatever it takes, this is the news to watch.
Ingram's Rams taking a 7-0 lead as we begin the second quarter here in the Kingdome. A 52-yard drive, and here's the key play, a 13-yard run by fullback John Brown. There's a nice seal block from his running mate Simon Robinson. Brown breaking it to the outside, breaking tackles, lowered the shoulder, 13-yard pickup. That put them close, and here's the touchdown. Simon Robinson following some excellent blocking in the interior line. Into the end zone he goes, 7-0. Ingram breaks on top. 7 plays, 52 yards on the drive, 4 minutes and 46 seconds. All of those plays were on the ground. I believe it was 10 plays as we have it up here. We'll get that straightened away. Ron Sidenquist, as the teams change direction, 1st and 10, Kentwood from its own 25. Here is Mathena, Justin Mathena with his team's biggest gain tonight, as he's got a first down across the 35 to the 37-yard line, picked up 12 before free safety George Thomas got him. That is the first Kentwood first down in the ball game. Here's how it happened, Chuck.
They had the formation open that time. They went away from double tight end, and this is the guy that the coaches were excited about because of his speed. And he shows good hard running and good balance there.
Making his first start tonight, Justin Mathena replacing the suspended Derek Baker. 1st and 10, Kentwood from the Conqueror, 37-yard line. We've got movement. And I believe that was Garrett Herring, the tight end, who surged forward just a little bit, and that will cost his team 5. And again, Chuck, we talked about the pressure on the quarterback, Danny Lind, in terms of ball handling and such, but you think in terms of cadence and those kinds of things, just a team being used to one guy and then having to play with a new one.
You're right, but what we've seen so far is Danny Lind, the athlete, and with the backing of his football team, he's doing the job. Some of the others are trying to do a little bit more than what is called for to make up for the losses, and what we just saw here, the jumping offside, the little flinching things, will be corrected as we go along.
Ball start, offense.
Clyde Sale, the referee from the Inland Empire Referees Association in Eastern Washington. We talked about Danny Lind, the quarterback, making his first start. He was 7-1 with the JV team. His older brother, Tony, was Kentwood's quarterback back in 1983. The team went 8-1. That's the only year they did not make the playoffs. Tough go when you're 8-1 and don't make it. First down and 15 when play resumes. And again, the officials want to chat about it. And Dave Lutz is out on the field, and I think we've had a timeout called. We have indeed. We'll break away. 11:26 to play in the first half. 7-0 Ingram on top of Kentwood.
Jog on into Jack Roberts Appliance.
Special buys on all Sylvania TVs, VCRs, and stereos.
Pedal in for Sylvania Color TV, $159. Sylvania Big Screen, $16.99.
Easy credit with 0 down, 90 days, same as cash or bank cards. Swing on into the grand opening of our new Renton store on Sunset Avenue North, or see us in Linwood, Seattle, or Everett.
Or hobble on in. I won't be undersold.
Congress debates the missing fruit prices. Arguments rage on how to locate peaches and cherries.
Last night I had 700 acres of peaches. Today,
I think whoever took the fruit should just put it back.
just put it back.
Who's got the fruit? We do. Introducing Fruitola, the delicious alternative to yogurt. The 95% fat-free, creamy, crunchy frozen snack that's loaded with real fruit. Fruitola from Dryers. It's got all the fruit in the world.
Ingram coach Ron Sidenquist on your left, Dave Lutz of Kentwood on your right. And we want to remind you that tonight's coverage of Kingbowl 12 is being carried live throughout Western Washington by Como TV and throughout Eastern Washington by KAYU TV in Spokane. And we're glad to have all of you with us as Ingram leads Kentwood 7-0, 11:26 to play here in the first half. Kentwood's Conquerors ready to go now, 1st and 15, the ball at their 32-yard line. Following the procedure penalty, 7-0 our score. Second man through, Mathena again, good yardage. He got the penalty back and a little bit more. Justin Mathena, 5'8", 165, and a junior. He's only carried the ball 14 times coming into the ball game, but Chuck, you talked about this being a pretty good athlete. He averaged almost 10 yards per carry as you look at number 22.
Well, they kind of used Thomas as a decoy here. We haven't seen him carry the football, and Ingram seems to be trying to stop that middle, and it's opening up for Mathena and possibly Sudi.
2nd down 9, Kentwood from their own 38-yard line. Hand off to Thomas this time, and he is met head-on by Jeffrey Wilkins, the inside linebacker. There's one of the matchups we talked about. This is an all-state player, number 42, the senior, the leading tackler on this Ingram football team. 11 seniors on this defense. Chuck, that's got to be a coach's dream.
Yes, it is. And what we saw there was a little trap play, trying to get Wilkins moving. But that's the matchup you talked about, and you're going to see a lot of that because they're only 3 yards apart, each of them, and they're going to be on a collision course all night.
3rd down and 8 for the Conquerors. They work from their own 39-yard line. 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Play fake on the option. Pitch back goes to John Sudi and goes nowhere. Sudi to the 40-yard line. No gain on the play. Maybe a half a yard if he was lucky. And that'll bring up 4th down for Kentwood. Eric Anderson, all-Metro right defensive tackle. The senior on the stop with Linton Hyde. So we will see Charlie Johnson for the 2nd time tonight.
We didn't have a replay on that, Bob, but there was 9 Ingram players within 3 or 4 yards of the football. They saw the option, worked on it all week, and they had people out there running to the football.
Johnson's first kick covered 27 yards, a bit below his seasonal average. Pressure up the middle. Ooh, they almost got to him, but he got it away. Fielded. This is Charles Turner on a good run back for the Ingram Rams. Well, we've got a penalty marker down back inside the Ingram 40-yard line as Turner took it into Kentwood territory, but you got to think this one is coming back. Danny Lind, by the way, made the tackle. The officials sort out the penalty.
We're going to see Jason Gavin blocked below the waist.
And referee Clyde Sale takes him back. Let's see if we can spot the infraction. Good pressure up the middle on the Ingram rush.
We have an illegal block below the waist on the run back.
Right there, right across the back of the left leg. Jason Gavin, just slight turn by Garrett Herring, and he was already into the block. So those are one of the things the officials look for.
And Ron Sidenquist has to be a little disturbed about that. first penalty on the Rams tonight. Kentwood has been penalized twice for 10 yards so far this evening. Kentwood indeed the more heavily penalized of the two teams during the regular season.
He'll be more upset, Bob, when he sees the film of that.
It was pretty close.
It was.
First and 10 for Ingram's Rams, who lead it 7-0. They start from their own 22-yard line. There's that power eye set, single receiver out to the top of your screen. That's Kisker. Pitch back Robinson. Pressure this time coming up the middle, and he'll not get away. First man to him was Sean Henson. Rob Yates, the linebacker, there to put him down. Number 43, you saw Henson clapping his hands. Big defensive play. The loss is back to the 11-yard line, an 11-yard loss on the play.
First time we've seen the nose move off the center into the strong gap, and then they blew that linebacker inside, and here comes a whole bunch of black shirts. Great defensive play. Great call by Dave Mattson, Gary Mattson, the defensive coordinator.
Second down and 21. After that 11-yard loss, the Rams push back to their own 11-yard line. That's Hairston in motion out of the formation. Second man through is Robinson, and again, nothing there.
There's Thomas. There's Thomas.
Richard Thomas, the fullback who goes both ways, plays the inside linebacker as well.
We've had Kentwood sitting in that defense early, and now they're really getting after it. They're bringing some people. They're realizing that they're going to have to cover some people and attack this Ingram offense.
Been a trying time for this football team. And right now they're down by 7, but playing some good defense here. Third down and 20 for Ingram. Ball at the Ingram 12-yard line. Running to the near side, John Brown to the 15. Brown, shoulder down, 25. Good run there, but still short of the first down. He's out at the 28-yard line.
What a block by Tally Harrison. Harrison got out here leading this play. You see him, number 44. First block inside. There's Simon Robinson. And here coming up on your left, right there, blocking on Biondo. Or it's Jason Gavin. Jason Gavin, number 20, was what had made that block.
And on to punt is Ben Dubois. Fair catch signaled by Sudi. Takes it at the 38-yard line of Kentwood. And the Conquerors will start from there with 7:39 to play here in the first half. And they trail it 7-0. We'll see if they can get onto the scoreboard when we come back.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
There's something new out there. For all of you, the truck for 89. The all-new Toyota 4x2 Extra Cab SR5. Now available V6 power. Real backseat space. And a new look that can only say one thing. Toyota quality.
Got it all now.
Toyota, who could ask for anything more?
We are back to the Kingdom. Let's go down to our sideline correspondent, Todd Pickett. Todd?
Thank you, Bob. Sudi from Kentwood got what's called a stinger, just a little neck injury, a sprain. They took a look at him, had full range of motion. They were going to put a neck roll on him before he went on the defensive series, but he ran back out to play. They wanted him back in during the timeout. Now they put a neck roll on Sudi. He's going to continue playing.
And from Spokane, Todd Pickett. Thank you, Todd. First and 10 for the Conquerors, as they will begin this series from their 38-yard line. They've made only one first down so far in the ball game. Fumbled on their first play of the evening, but didn't pay the price for it at that time as they held Ingram on the ensuing series. But the Rams later scored. 7-0 is our score. 7:39 to go in the half. Lind, handoff inside to Richard Thomas, and he finds the going very tough indeed. gained less than a yard. John Bloomquist, the nose guard, along with Jeffrey Wilkins, the inside linebacker, stopping sophomore fullback Richard Thomas. What a dandy this guy is going to be, huh? As a junior and a senior, over 1,100 yards as a sophomore.
It's scary, and the thighs on him are huge. But Jeff Wilkins is sitting on him and just watching every move. Wherever he goes, you're going to find Jeff Wilkins right there.
Yeah, his thighs are bigger than his stats so far. 3 carries for 3 yards. 2nd and 8. They gave him a short 2 on the play. Here's Lynn. Handoff. Sudi this time. Met at the 41-yard line and thrown back. They'll give him progress to the 42. There's a pretty good collision as Sudi got up a good head of steam. Jeffrey Wilkins, the inside backer. Jody Hill, number 57 on the outside from his linebacker spot, making the stop for Ingram.
And again, we're seeing Ingram just flying around with all their defensive people, getting to the fullback, working their way to the quarterback, working their way to the belly play.
There's that defensive front of the Ingram Rams, team that gave up less than 7 points a ball game this season. At one point had a string of 18 scoreless quarters. Whoa, they can play. 3rd down and 6 from the 42-yard line. And this will be well short. Justin Mathena with the carry. Really nothing at all fancy so far. Eric Anderson, the right tackle. John Bloomquist, the nose guard on the stop. And that'll bring up 4th and 5 for Kentwood. Once again, they'll have to kick it away. We'll see Charlie Johnson for the 3rd time this evening with 6:02 to play in the half. Do you think, Chuck, as the game wears on, that as we look at Ramon Carlos and Charles Turner deep for Ingram, do you think Dave Lutz might try to complicate things a little bit more, give Danny Lind a little more to do?
I think he's going to have to. Ingram's showing that they're going to have to put the ball in the air a little bit more.
Great kick. And Carlos lets it bounce inside the 20. Inside the 15 it goes, and surrounded there by the black shirts from Kentwood. They'll put it down at the 11-yard line. Boy, Charlie Johnson got all of that one. Senior place kicker. You know, he's had only 7 yards in returns this season, testifying to how high he kicks the ball, and we saw that right there.
And excellent coverage by the kicking team.
46-yard punt, which is good in any league, and especially when there's no return on the end of it. 7-0 is our score. Ingram scoring right at the end of the first quarter. A 52-yard, 10-play drive, all of them on the ground, and that's where they have been content to stay tonight. Only one pass in the ball game for the Rams, who now start 1st and 10 from their 11-yard line. Robinson motion out of the formation this time. Handoff inside to Tally Hairston. They call him the Ram back. That 3rd back in the power I, and the junior carries out for short yardage.
Well, Bob, we saw the nose move off the center again, and Thomas, the quarterback, George Thomas, has the option when he sees that to check to the same play to the opposite side. And what we saw there was he moved to the defensive left, and they hit the play over the left guard.
2nd down, 9. Ingram from the 12-yard line. This time Hairston leaves the formation on the option. Pitch back to Robinson. Well covered. Fumble the football. Nat Biondo, the recovery as that ball bounced into the open field, and there's the first Ingram turnover. And you saw the turnover ratio. This is something Kentwood does very well, plus 12. That means they took it away 12 more times than they gave it away this season. Robinson with some nifty footwork in traffic. And the ball just going to squirt out of the pile. 2-3 guys got a hand on it.
Well, that's the 26th fumble, Bob, of the season for Ingram. So they have a tendency to self-destruct a little bit.
First time for Kentwood into Ingram territory. They work from the 29-yard line. This is Sudi inside the 25. John Sudi down to the 23, picked up 6. John Bloomquist, senior nose guard, made the stop.
On the counter dive, it looks like Dave Lutz is going to put a little mixed direction here. If they're going to send Wilkins to Thomas all the time, then you're going to see a little counter action. Excellent play, excellent call.
Tim Gilson into the wide receiver. That's him coming out to the bottom of your screen. 2nd and 4. Kentwood from the Ingram 23. There's Sudi again, going to be hit short of the first down. The Rams flow to the football. Ramon Carlos, the strong safety, playing up tight. Wayne Burton, the inside linebacker, also on the stop. There's Carlos, number 36, on the bottom of the pile. Carlos, 5'7", 183, but he'll hit you, Chuck.
He sure will. He's built low to the ground, and there you saw the wishbone likes to find something and then stay right with it. Well, it looks like Ingram is twice in the ball game that they've tried to come back with the play, and Ingram's had their whole football team there.
Kentwood 0 of 3 on third down conversions tonight. Here's a chance here, 3rd and 2 from the Ram 21. 7-0. Kentwood trailing, trying to get ahead. Second man through is Mathena, and this will be close. This will be very close. Just inside the 20-yard line goes Justin Mathena. Jody Hill, strong side backer, on the stop again for Ingram.
And Bob, give credit there again to Richard Thomas, because he made a great inside fake, carried the fake out, allowed to pick up the first down. First down, Kentwood.
Just barely made it, but that's good enough. Line of scrimmage, the 19 of Ingram. 2:34 to play here in the first half. Ingram's Rams leading by a score of 7-0. Second Kentwood first down right there. Danny Lynn, junior quarterback, calling signals. Second man through, big hole, Mathena. Fumble the football, did Mathena. Let's see if he got it back. No, he did not. Ingram came away with it. So we trade fumbles. Jason Gavin with the hit. And let's see who picked up the loose ball. Excellent hole from Mathena. There's Gavin, met him heads up. Great tackle.
Contact fumble. Helmet right on the football. The ball came out.
George Thomas, the free safety. You expect quarterbacks to have good hands. And that's what he does, and he picked up the loose ball. So there's a painful play indeed for Kentwood. Following the fumble recovery in Ingram territory, they turn it right back to the Rams, who have it 1st and 10 at their 14. Here's Robinson, who fumbled on the last play. Not this time. Takes it out to the 17-yard line. Picked up about 3. So we're inside 2 minutes now in the first half. Ingram's Rams lost only to Federal Way this season. That was in the second game of the season when they were beaten 28-14. They then knocked off 8 straight victories, including wins over Juanita, Mountain View, and Ferris in the playoffs. Kentwood lost only to Renton in the North Puget Sound League championship game. There's Dave Lutz and his quarterback, Danny Lynn. Let's take a look at T.J. Tuntland, the right defensive tackle. We'll isolate him on the play. He didn't make the play. Rob Gates did, stacking up Simon Robinson. Just stopped him in his tracks. Gates, the outside linebacker. They call them defensive ends, and we've got a timeout called by the Kentwood Conquerors, as the Ingram Rams will be looking at 3rd and 4. We mentioned Kentwood's only loss of the season was to Renton in the NPSL title game. Maybe the worst night in the history of weather. A downpour throughout the ball game. Kentwood turned the ball over 6 times. The only score in the game was an interception return for a touchdown. One of the all-time scoring and rushing leaders in Washington State history is not here tonight, but Derek Baker has powered Kentwood into the AAA championship final for the first time. Let's look at him.
His friends call him a quiet leader, but this year he's made a lot of noise in Class AAA football. Derek Baker, the 6'2", 200-pound running back for the Kentwood Conquerors, will enter the state championship final with 1,660 yards and a AAA leading 27 touchdowns. In the first-round playoff game against defending state champion Puyallup, Baker ran for 160 yards and 5 touchdowns. Throughout his high school career, he's averaged almost 9 yards a carry. But that's not all he's done for his team. In addition to handling the place-kicking duties, he also plays free safety, last year being selected All-North Puget Sound League at that position. With his football skills and a 3-point GPA, his dream of playing for the University of Washington may very well come true.
And it's a shame that he is not here tonight. One of the 6 players suspended for breaking team training rules. 3rd down and 4, Ingram. From their 20-yard line with 1:15 to play in the half. They lead it by a score of 7-0. Conquerors jumping defensively. Here's Robinson finding a lot of room outside. Cuts it First down to the 25-yard line. You saw him just get past the red marker.
There again, Bob, you saw Thomas change that play at the line of scrimmage. That ball might have been planned to go up the middle, but he saw him coming inside.
And we now pause 5 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. We will after the replay here, as you see Robinson coming back. And the tackle made by the Kentwood Conquerors. Let's pick it up now. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Ingram. Inside a minute to go in the half. Robinson again ran into his own man in the backfield. Now he's going to be surrounded for a loss on the play. Back inside the 20-yard line. Mike Vincent playing with a very tender knee. The left tackle on the stop with Garrett Herring. Vincent, we weren't sure we would see him tonight. There's Herring, number 81. Vincent hyperextended the knee, number 51, against Mercer Island, and he's had a very painful week, but he's in the lineup right now. 2nd and 17 after the 7-yard loss on the play. 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. Thomas, handoff Robinson. Nothing fancy. They'll be content to lead 7-0. And that'll be the last play of the first half. So we have gone back and forth. Some turnovers have been critical here in the first half. We've had one touchdown. That one scored by Ingram's Rams at the end of the first quarter. They lead it 7-0. And we'll be going down to the sideline momentarily to our Todd Pickett to talk with the coach whose team has taken that 7-0 lead. They liken him to Tommy Lasorda. he's short and a little bit wide is Ron Sidenquist, but he's a cerebral sort too. He sits around, studies a lot, teaches chemistry. Let's go down to Todd on the sideline now. Todd.
Thank you, Bob, with Ron Sidenquist. Ron, throughout these playoffs, you've made adjustments at halftime that have been critical to your second half success. Obviously, it's top of the head thinking right now, but from what you've seen, what do you want to do for the second half?
Well, I think our offensive line is blocking too high, and we're getting handled by their big tackles. And we haven't really established any field position. I would have thrown the ball a few times, but we've been down on our own end zone, so it's a little hard to throw.
Good efforts by both defensive units so far.
Oh yeah, Kentwood is a super defensive team, and they've showed it this first half. We should have scored on that first drive and didn't. They're a good team.
Good luck in the second half. We'll look forward to talking to you after the game.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs, Bob.
Thank you very much, Todd. We are at halftime here in the AAA championship game at Kingbowl 12. The icing on this 5-game cake. 7-0 is our score. Ingram leading the Kentwood Conquerors. We'll be right back.
Western Washington, the time is now, because your Western Washington Toyota dealer is having a weekend shootout sale on the cars that stole the auto show. We're shooting down prices on all 89 Toyotas, blowing away hundreds of dollars off the price of Camrys, gunning down the price tag on Corollas, blasting prices on our totally redesigned trucks. And with Toyota Extra Value packages, prices will be shot down even lower. But hurry, because the weekend shootout sale ends December 4th, and that's the bottom line.
A new way to shop and save has come to Kent just in time for the holidays. It's the new Kent Fred Meyer, and the grand opening celebration is continuing. Come take a look. You'll find great gift ideas throughout the store. Beautiful jewelry and fashion-right clothes for the whole family. Great ideas for home improvement and home entertainment. There are fresh deli foods and European-style baked goods for your holiday parties. Plus, there's much more. Discover the convenience of one-stop shopping at your big, beautiful new Kent Fred Meyer.
Most kids think that medicine has to taste bad, but there's one cold medicine that relieves both kids and colds. Dimetap. grape-flavored Dimetap Elixir, recommended millions of times by pediatricians and pharmacists. After all, a cold medicine can't work if you can't get it down.
You like Dimetap?
Grape-flavored Dimetap Elixir. It relieves kids as well as colds.
We welcome you back live to the Kingdome in Seattle. It is halftime of the AAA championship game with Ingraham on top by a score of 7-0. The only touchdown of the ball game came late in the first quarter. Simon Robinson behind some great blocking up the middle for only 3 yards and the touchdown for the Ingraham Rams. And that surprises a lot of people to have Ingraham on top by a score of 7-0. And our special guest here at halftime is very familiar to anyone involved with the WIAA. That's Cliff Gillies, who is executive director of the WIAA. And you have to really be excited, Cliff, at a time like this. You look at what's been going on here today. You've had 5 games. Right. It's just fun for you, isn't it?
That's right, Bruce. It's great. It's a great culmination to a fall season.
When you look back 12 years ago and somebody said, hey, you could play 5 games in a day in the Kingdome, what were your thoughts at that time?
Well, obviously we thought that was a little bit too much, but it was worth a try. And now it's come to this. It's just a great event for all the kids, no matter what classification they're in or what game they play in.
I think one of the exciting things about it is that you bring in the 8s and the 11s, the B11s. You bring all different divisions in here and have an opportunity for all these young people from around the state of Washington who qualify to play in the Kingbowl to have an opportunity to not only see Seattle, to see the inside of the Kingdome as well.
No, that's no question about it. It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, and I'm sure that's going to be in their memory books for the rest of their life.
And you want to keep this thing going. There's no question about it.
No question about that. Matter of fact, I don't think we could quit it. I don't think the students or the schools would allow us to stop it.
Now we all look at the positive side. What's the difficult thing about this? I mean, you guys have to put in a lot of hours to make this thing work.
Well, yeah, it takes a little bit of time. But that's well worth it. You know, when you take a look at all the activities, and a real positive on this, of course, is the revenue from this event and all the fans that support it, support those non-revenue sports as well. So it makes possible for all the non-revenue sports to continue.
Well, Cliff, we talk about all the games played here today. Why don't we check in on 2 right now? The first 2 games played today. Here are the highlights of those games right now. Yards for the touchdown. Then in the second quarter, the Lions score again as quarterback Aaron Sagan bulls his way into the end zone, and it's 14-0 Columbia. But the Fighting Ducks at Tudor Lake come back as Bill Kessler throws to Sean Shafran, who makes a great catch in the end zone. It's 14-7 at the half. But after the intermission, the defense takes over as Don Wilcox of Columbia picks off this Ron Adams pass to stop a Tudor Lake drive. So Columbia Hunters wins it 14-7 to give retiring head coach Roy Graffis his 2nd consecutive B11 championship and a fitting climax to a very successful coaching career. The final again, Columbia Hunters 14, Tudor Lake 7. In the second game of the day, Ephrata put their 38-game winning streak on the line against Castle Rock for the Class A championship. And the 2-time defending champion Tigers got on the scoreboard first as Jason DeShane explodes for 33 yards and a touchdown, 7-0 Ephrata. But Castle Rock comes right back as Steve Robbins goes off left tackle to tie it at 7. The Rockets then grab the lead the next time they have the football. The big play of the drive, the swing pass from Kevin Johnson to Dennis Moore, who goes to the 8. 2 plays later, Kevin Johnson takes it in, and it's 14-7 Castle Rock. After Ephrata comes back to tie it at the half, Castle Rock will go on top again as Ryan Selby sets up the touchdown with this 10-yard run to the 1. Then with time running out in the fourth quarter, Ephrata's T.D. King breaks off left tackle to score and cut the Castle Rock lead to 21-20. The Tigers then go for 2 and the lead, but Dwayne Collington applies the pressure and Jesse Buckman's pass falls incomplete. Castle Rock adds a safety. They upset Ephrata 23-20. Cliff, you don't think that Castle Rock group is excited, huh?
Oh, no question. You know, Tudor Lake and Castle Rock being about 8 miles apart, they came together this year.
They're going to be celebrating all night down there. Let's go to the locker room right now and give you a quick look at what's going on there as far as some of the teams are concerned. Here's at halftime. You're looking at the Ingraham locker room right now, and we'll be back. Have more of that, more highlights of the other games of the day right after this.
Otherwise, we're playing fine. We'll stay in the coverage we got, and we'll do just fine.
I'd like to send these gifts, son.
Well, you've come to the right place.
I like giving presents. Always have, actually. It's such a hassle about this time of year. Could turn anyone into a Scrooge.
Why not ship gifts the easy way at your Handle with Care packaging store? Take the bah humbug out of your holidays, or anytime. We ship gifts. Your Handle with Care packaging stores.
Why, I used to have nightmares about this kind of thing.
Visit the packaging store near you.
R&D Industries, RDI, is your full-service single-source solution for Hewlett-Packard computer products. RDI is proud to introduce the latest in Hewlett-Packard laser technology, the HP LaserJet 2D printer. It has two-sided printing, 2 paper trays, an optional envelope feeder, and it's available now at RDI. High-quality, reliable computer products and prompt professional service. R&D Industries, RDI, your Hewlett-Packard specialists, the total solution for your business.
At Futon of North America, we hold a unique position among futon dealers. We sell our full line of futons at the guaranteed lowest prices in town. And now we're taking the same approach with our down comforters. This weekend only, buy 1 white goose down comforter at Futon of North America and get the second one free. So why pay more? Come to Futon of North America, where you'll always find the highest quality at the lowest prices.
I believe in you!
You're looking live in the Kentwood locker room at halftime of the AAA championship game. You can see this team trails 7-0 against the Ingraham Rams, and they'd love to come back and put on a rally here in the second half and come back and win this thing. You know, one of the things that's so important, as we'd said, Cliff, wrestling tournaments. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but now let's go to the highlights of the B8 game, one of the exciting games every year in this tournament.
The B8 championship game usually provides some of the best action of the day, but this year it was a one-sided affair between Bridgeport Mansfield and Odessa. After a scoreless first quarter, Bridgeport Mansfield explodes for 38 second quarter points, with Shane Hagel getting the first 6 points of the game. Then quarterback Zane Wells will pitch on the option to Greg Palmatier, who cuts it back. He goes 47 yards to score for the Mustangs. Bridgeport Mansfield continues to dominate, with Wells throwing to Brian Cornell, who then passes to Mike McGrath for the touchdown as the Bridgeport Mansfield Mustangs defeat the Tigers of Odessa 52-0 to win the B8 title. The AA matchup. Liberty of Issaquah against Cheney, the battle of the unbeatens. And Liberty will take the opening drive, the length of the field. Mark Taylor set up the touchdown. With just a great 50-yard scamper all the way to the 20-yard line. All-State running back Aaron Armstrong finishes the drive, taking the pitch around the right side, 3 yards to give Liberty a 7-0 lead in the ball game. We move now late in the second quarter. Jeremy Barton adds to the Patriots' lead with a field goal that just sneaks inside the right upright. And at the half, it is Liberty 10 and Cheney nothing. In the third quarter, Liberty strikes again. Quarterback Darren Newton finds Jim Haugeist running a crossing pattern. He makes his way into the end zone. The extra point, Liberty goes out in front 17-0. The same two will team up again in the fourth quarter. Newton to Haugeist, 19 yards. The Patriots run away with the AA title. The final, Liberty 31, Cheney nothing. It's the first shutout in that game since 1975 when Sumner defeated West Valley by a score of 11-0. So the winner of the AA title, as you see in a very, very exciting game, Liberty. Surprising because it wasn't as close as a lot of people thought, too. Isn't that right, Cliff?
That's true. I thought that was going to be the Donnybrook of the day.
Oh, I know. Tell me about the wrestling tournament that we mentioned just a moment ago. We talk football here, and we get excited about that at Kingbowl 12. What about this big wrestling tournament?
Well, if you imagine the 5 football games being exciting, you're talking about 3 classifications, all in the Tacoma Dome at one time, so 15 mats going on at the same time, all championship wrestling at the high school level. It's going to be definitely exciting.
This gets underway
Well, February. At the end of this wrestling season, we'll start it out for the first time. The coaches are excited about it, we're excited about it, and I think that it's going to work just as well as the Kingdom.
Well, it's been a great day for you, Cliff, and it's always fun for us to come by and have an opportunity to talk to you and to be a part of the Kingbowl here in Seattle, and the best of luck in the future with it.
Well, thanks very much, and thanks to Como for supporting high school kids.
Cliff Gillies, the executive director of the WIAA, and we'll be back and have more halftime of the AAA championship game right after this.
Steps India or stays home, and you got to lock in and go and drive here to the outside. Okay, now, when we're going the other way, the same thing. Larry, I'm going to pick up the stunt.
There are plenty of old ways to have fun in the snow. But only one new way. Introducing Snow Scoot by Yamaha. It's fun to ride, simple to handle, and easy to afford. Buy a Snow Scoot before December 31st. There's no down payment and no payments for 90 days. There's the old way, or the new way. Snow Scoot by Yamaha. Consult your yellow pages for the Yamaha dealer nearest you.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
It's funny. You turn 30 and boom, it hits you. I'm an adult now. I've got a husband. I've got a house. Pretty soon I'll be having kids. These are adult responsibilities. I mean, it's great, but you've really got to watch where your money goes. The trick is finding a way to pay the mortgage, save money for the future, and still have enough left for what you want to do now.
U.S. Bank. Working for you, working for Washington.
I think we're in good shape.
We welcome back live Chuck Tarbox as we go into the Kentwood locker room. And Chuck, you see them trailing 7-0. What's Dave Lutz and his coaches? What are they doing right now?
Well, right now they're broken down by position. Dave maybe we're talking to the quarterbacks, and I'm sure he's with Danny Lynn, but by position they're settling each other down. They've had a few minutes to themselves, and now they're telling them, hey, we're in this football game. We're getting in our own way. We're going to hang on to the football. You're starting to control the line of scrimmage. And what we have to do is go out and play our game plan, settle in there. The first half is behind us, the mistakes, the jitters. Now let's go out and win this football game.
Is there an emotional speech usually just before you come back on the field?
Right, you see there's a calmness there, and there's Dave Lutz.
Tight ends are going to turn out.
And he'll call them all up. He'll call them up just before they're ready to go out. But right now they're working. They're working hard, and everything's under control. Notice a relaxed atmosphere.
Any questions? Now,
well, he's a very, very organized coach, and he has that reputation.
Yes, he's a Washington bred. He played under great coaches at the University of Washington, and he's carried this over from other coaches that he's worked with. So absolutely, the guy is organized, no question about it. And he's got a great staff. You notice Gary Mattson here was a head coach at Kentridge before he came over to Kentwood.
Okay, now look in the locker room at Kentwood. How about a closer look at the school? Here's that for you right now.
Kentwood High School is located in southeastern King County on what just a few short years ago was open farmland. The school takes its name from the city of Kent and the woods that border the site. Its logo, consisting of a helmet, shield, and crossed swords, is derived from the Norman conquerors of medieval England. Kentwood opened its doors to the first classes in September 1981, winning a National Architecture Design Award for appearance and function. A strong administration and dedicated staff provide an excellent comprehensive academic program for the current enrollment of 1,250 students. In 1987, Kentwood was one of only 10 secondary schools in the state of Washington to be recognized for its unusually successful educational program. College-bound students are offered a full range of academic subjects, including several college-level advanced placement courses. Students who wish to develop an employable skill may elect to take courses in business education, computer science, and a wide range of vocational offerings. A strong activities and athletic program plays a major part in the curriculum. Art, drama, and music are available to interested students. The girls' softball team won the state championship in 1985. The girls' volleyball team won the state championship in 1986. And the judo team has won the state title every year since 1982. The football program has also been very successful, taking the NPSL League Championship 4 times and gaining the state playoffs 6 times since 1982. The community of Kent, the school administration, and the faculty are proud of the tradition of excellence established by the students of Kentwood High School.
Kentwood High School, I'll tell you, they do quite a job out there, don't they? And
They
Dave
sure
Lewis
do.
has just done a tremendous job with the football program.
The whole community, from the mayor on down. I'll tell you, they're doing a great job.
They trail it 7-0. They're going to have to come back here in the second half, and we'll be back and have more of our halftime activities right after this.
And me yelling at you and you yelling back and all that garbage and everything that we've gone through boils down to now, doesn't it? Boils down to now.
Grandpa, can you put in my number of hits, too?
No problem at all. Now, how about if we add some music?
Good idea. Can you add all of this to the video?
Sure can.
Grandpa, this is great. Thanks.
Well, don't thank me, Emily. It's the Amiga computer that does all that fancy stuff.
You can win, too, at Family Computer. Our team of experts will put the best Amiga system together for you and your family. And the price is in your ballpark.
Celebrate the holidays in style with Holidays stemware from Arby's. They're yours for a special price when you buy a medium or large soft drink. Fill these beautifully etched glasses right up to their 22-karat gold rim. So, however you celebrate the holidays, celebrate in style with Holidays stemware from Arby's.
Family reunion this weekend.
What are they doing?
I
got it at Magnolia. Across the street for everything. Sounds.
A video camera.
Grandpa.
Well, that's a surprise. Sounds.
It's going to be beautiful.
No. Wow.
Isn't it easy going everyone together?
Yes. Really?
Yeah, I'm sure that's why I like it. Magnolia Hi-Fi and Video.
Part of the family.
I want an audible to a zero blast. You know what way I'm going to turn? Time out. On a zero blast.
Ron Sidenquist, the head coach at Ingraham High School, talking to his football team live in the Ingraham locker room at halftime of Kingbowl 12. And Chuck Tarbox, very, very important time right now, just before they come back on the field.
It is. It is important time for them, and of course, from a coaching standpoint, I want to hear what he's saying. But what he's talking about there was that they've got to audible to that zero blast. I pointed that out early in the first half that they're moving that nose guard off, and they want to go away from that. But here, Ron Sidenquist is taking charge. Opposite the Kentwood locker room, they're broken down into groups, and the head coach is playing a back role here. Ron's taking the lead in his locker room.
He leads 7-0. Right now it's working.
It is working. Let's not change anything. He's saying to his football team here that you know that he's going to have to, they're going to have to do the things they did in the first half. But here we have some other opportunities. Let's take advantage of these things.
0-0.
So you're live in the Ingraham locker room. Now let's take a little closer look at Ingraham High School.
Bravo, 0-0. John knows he's got to lead.
Edward S. Ingraham High School, celebrating its 30th anniversary, is one of the newest of the 10 high schools that make up the Seattle School District. Named in honor of the first superintendent of schools and a noted Northwest Mountaineer, Ingraham has developed a notable reputation in the classroom and on the athletic field. With a population of almost 1,500 students that share a diverse cultural and ethnic background, Ingraham is an excellent example of the urban comprehensive high school of the 80s. Ingraham students annually place high in the National Merit Program, produce and publish their award-winning school newspaper and yearbook, represent Seattle musically with their marching band in the Victoria Day Parade, participate in state and national workshops and conventions, consistently place high in national vocational contests, and are leaders in school and community programs. On the athletic field, Ingraham has built a sound reputation in all sports and has state championships in 6 different athletic programs. It is the only Metro school to go beyond the football quarterfinals and recently has a string of 3 consecutive league championships in volleyball and 4 in softball. Under the leadership of new principal Ammon McWashington, staff and students are continuing and improving those academic, activity, and athletic programs that have placed Ingraham among the top schools in the state.
This holiday season, take a ride full of wonder and magic on the Holiday Carousel through December 24th at Westlake Park in downtown Seattle. These famous figures, originally carved in 1914, have been lovingly restored by skilled craftsmen. So come downtown and experience the carousel and all the magic that makes a holiday tradition. It'll warm you with memories from holidays past. The Holiday Carousel in Westlake Park, sponsored by Metropolitan Federal Savings, the Downtown Seattle Association, and Como TV and Radio.
The Ice-Capades return to Seattle December 7th through December 11th for 7 exciting performances at the Seattle Center Coliseum. Como TV would like you and your family to join us for a very special evening of great entertainment. On Wednesday, December 7th, it's Como for Kids' Sake Night, and all tickets are half price and can be purchased at any Ticketmaster outlet.
What makes the good times roll?
A tire!
If you're stuck for an answer...
We got no power, Captain! We got no power!
Turn on the Fast Times and Furious Fun this week on Family Feud.
Name a game adults play at parties.
Strip poker.
Gear up for the game that breaks the speed limit.
Get out of the way!
Because the comedy and questions are coming through.
Are you and Jill sharing a brain?
This week on Family Feud.
Family Feud, Monday at 4:30.
Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. The Ingraham Rams, leading 7-0, are back on the field. And Dave Lutz is taking a little more time with his football team as they get ready to start this second half. It has been a very, very interesting half so far, even the low-scoring game as it is. But a fun football game as far as defense is concerned. Here's the first scoring drive of the game and the only scoring drive of the game for the Ingraham Rams. And the Rams get on the scoreboard late in that first quarter. And one of the key plays of the ball game, 22 yards right here by number 22. And this is Brown. Good blocking on the outside and inside. And he's going to break a tackle there and take it for 22 yards and really set up the touchdown by Simon Robinson. So the Ingraham Rams, the only team to get across the goal line so far in this ball game. And this is going to be Simon Robinson straight up the middle. Now look at the hole he's going to run through. Just great blocking up the middle. He goes straight ahead and goes in to score, and Ingraham leads it by a score of 7-0 over the Kentwood Conquerors here at halftime of Kingbowl 12. Kentwood now coming back on the field, and they know they've got their work cut out for them right now. Todd Pickett's down on the sideline, and he's going to be talking to the head coach of the Kentwood Conquerors. And here's Todd with Dave Lutz.
Thank you, Bruce. Coach, the tempo of the game in the first half, defense, low-scoring turnovers, has that allowed you to get some of your substitute players a chance to get the butterflies out a bit?
I think so. You know, we're in a defensive game. That's what we want to be in, you know, with the changes we've had to make. And I feel comfortable with the changes that we've made at halftime with the offense, a couple different blocking things. And defense is keeping us in the game right now, and the offense is going to have to make something happen.
What do you have to do differently in the second half to turn things around?
You got to hang on to the ball. You know, I just killed our momentum there a couple times, and the one offsides hurt us. But I just think if we get consistent again and get some momentum going, that we're going to be okay.
Any major adjustments?
No, just a few things inside, blocking, trying. They're keying the fullback pretty hard, and we just got to make sure we're getting that middle linebacker sealed.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. We'll see you after the game. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Todd. We look at the halftime stats now as Ingraham leads at 7-0. First downs, Ingraham. No passing yards. Not a pass. Not a down. Not a yard made passing. We talked about 2 running teams, Chuck, and that's what you see.
They had 1 pass that was dropped, and that's the only pass in the ball game. And yeah, we're seeing 2 running teams.
Is this really what you expected? Now, do you expect Kentwood maybe to put it in the air a little bit more here in a second?
Well, I expected Ingraham to put the ball, but Coach Sidenquist said it best. They were backed up in there and didn't want to do anything to get them out of sync. So I don't think they're going to do much different.
Kentwood first half possessions on their own 18. They fumble on the first play of the game. They have to punt it 3 times, and then they fumble it again after 4 plays. So take the 2 fumbles out, who knows what might have happened then, but you see what Ingram's been able to do. The other 3 times they've had the football, they've been able to stop them on 3 downs and out, 3 downs and out, and only 4. The Ingraham Rams, however, they miss a field goal, 10 plays and a 48-yard drive for a touchdown, and really they've only been stopped 1 time.
Yes, Ingraham has done an excellent job.
And we'll be back and have the second half for you of the Ingraham-Kentwood game right after this.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Just when you thought you knew everything about trucks, Toyota changes all the rules. Introducing the all-new Toyota trucks, redesigned for '89. More V6 4x4 power, all-new optional on-the-move 4-wheel demand. And now, an available V6 4x2 for extra power when you need it. More inner space and comfort, and a new look that says one thing, Toyota quality.
Toyota, who could ask for anything more?
This holiday season, take a ride full of wonder and magic on the Holiday Carousel through December 24th at Westlake Park in downtown Seattle. These famous figures, originally carved in 1914, have been lovingly restored by skilled craftsmen. So come downtown and experience the carousel and all the magic that makes a holiday tradition. It'll warm you with memories from holidays past. The Holiday Carousel in Westlake Park, sponsored by Metropolitan Federal Savings, the Downtown Seattle Association, and Como TV and Radio.
Welcome back to the Kingdom. I'm Bob Rondo with Bruce King, Juanita football coach Chuck Tarbox, and Spokane's favorite son Todd Pickett down on the sidelines as the Ingraham Rams have a 7-0 lead as we begin the 3rd quarter in this AAA championship game against Kentwood. What a contrast to last year, huh? When we had Billy Hobart and Puyallup throwing the ball all over the place. 1 pass tonight. Here's the kick away by Garrett Herring. Comes to the near sideline, going to go out of bounds. They'll do that again as James Gavin watched it bounce over the sideline. You get back to that game last year again, fellas, with Gonzaga Prep and Puyallup. Just a totally offensive type of football game. What a contrast we're seeing here tonight. We knew this one might be close to the vest, but this vest get a little tight for me. I don't know about you.
Well, Dave Lutz said it. He's happy to be where he's at with his defense playing great football. Now if the offense can hang on to the ball, we're going to see some action in the second half.
Chuck Knox would love this. Ground Chuck. There's 26, 41 running plays in the game. 1 pass play, and that one was incomplete. All of the yards in the ball game have been gained on the ground. There haven't been that many of those either. Bear in mind, these are 2 excellent defensive football teams. Take nothing away from either defense. They've been solid all year long. Ball moved back to the 35-yard line where Garrett Herring will try it again. A low drive. Wiggle kick. John Brown up there chasing the ball out of bounds. That's not a very good play on John Brown's part as he went out of the bounds with the football at about the 22-yard line. Let that one go, John. So a bit of a break there, I think, for Kentwood. As you look at big Eric Anderson coming to the sideline. 20,978, the attendance today. Power eyes set. This is the standard issue for the Ingraham Rams. 1st and 10, they lead it 7-0. We begin the first half from the second half rather, from the Ingraham 22-yard line. Here's Robinson, his 18th carry of the game. Nothing doing here. Garrett Herring, the outside backer. Sel Kroner, the inside linebacker on the tackle for Kentwood's Conquerors. Here you go, the power I, and you can see where the balance of the carries has rested. 17 of them in the first half with Simon Robinson. The fullback, John Brown, had 5, but got good yardage on his carries. Tally Hairston, Eric Anderson, the two Ram backs, combined for just 3 carries in the first half. No gain on the first play of the second half. 2nd and 10, Ingram, as the Rams work from their 22. Handoff straight ahead. This is Brown. Hard running from junior fullback John Brown. 5'8", 197-pounder. Punches out across the 25 to the 29-yard line. 3rd down coming. 3 yards to go for the Rams. Wearing their white suits tonight. The school colors, blue, white, and gray. New man coming in, as you see, James Gavin. As Coach Ron Sidenquist platoons his 2 split ends. Gavin and Bryce Kisker. With plays from the sideline. Let's see what the coach has cooked up here. 3rd down and 3 from the 29 as we're just underway in the second half. Ingram with the football and a 7-0 lead. George Thomas, the quarterback, Brown and Robinson going out of the formation. This is Hairston across the 30. He's going to be short of the first down. And once again, nothing at all fancy from the Ingram Rams as they cling to this 7-0 lead. Tally Hairston short yardage. Let's take a look at big T.J. Tuntlin, the right defensive tackle.
Tuntlin's coming off the ball hard here. Plays it very strong at the line of scrimmage, but we get a different look in what Ron Sidenquist was talking in the locker room there. A little different look with motion. So maybe we are going to see a change in their plan.
Here's Ben Dubois with a kick away. Pretty good boot. Fielded by Sudi at the 33, giving ground now. Picks up a block. 40-yard line, 43-yard line. Nice run back from John Sudi. Pretty good field position for Kentwood. The Conquerors will start their first possession of the second half at their own 43-yard line. They're trailing 7-0. Back to Kingbowl 12 right after this.
Let it break down. Don't break down. Keep coming.
There are plenty of old ways to have fun in the snow. But only one new way. Introducing Snow Scoot by Yamaha. It's fun to ride, simple to handle, and easy to afford. Buy a Snow Scoot before December 31st. There's no down payment and no payments for 90 days. There's the old way, or the new way. Snow Scoot by Yamaha. Consult your yellow pages for the Yamaha dealer nearest you.
You see, I had this idea for a style, kind of Northwest look. So I worked on it like mad, and before you know it, I'm running a business. All of a sudden, I've got a payroll to meet. I'm making trips overseas. The thing is, I'm a designer, not a businessman. I don't have time to deal with foreign drafts, export financing, that kind of thing. So I said to heck with it. I'm going to do what I do best, and leave the rest to my bank.
U.S. Bank. Working for you, working for Washington. We've got a good system going.
35-year-old head coach Dave Lutz talking to his Kentwood Conquerors. He's 35, maybe going on about 75 with the events that have transpired in the past 48 to 72 hours. The suspensions of 6 players, including 4 starters. The Conquerors holding their own here tonight, though they trail at 7-0. Danny Lynn, the junior quarterback, first start of the season. He works 1st and 10 from his own 43-yard line. Here's a handoff inside to the fullback, Richard Thomas. Short yardage on the dive play, and the Ingram game plan, I think, defensively, Chuck, becomes pretty obvious here. Let's take away Thomas and see if the rest will follow. They've done an excellent job of that, as you can see. Thomas had only 3 carries in the first half, 5 and 7 carries, 12 between the 2 running backs, but they have really put the clamps on Richard Thomas, the leading active ground gainer on this the Kentwood football team coming in here. Got 2 on the first play, 2nd and 8 now from the Conqueror 45. Second man through this time, John Sudi into Ingram territory, albeit barely down to the Ram 49. Pretty good carry there on the slant to the outside from John Sudi. George Thomas, the free safety. Simon Robinson, the right corner on the stop.
Again, you'll see a great inside fake by Thomas, and they're swarming to him. I missed the handoff myself. Here you see it, slanting off left tackle. Good blocks, good hard running. Came close to breaking that for a long gain.
Linton Hyde doesn't miss too many tackles. He had a shot at Sudi there, but number 66 just did miss. 3rd down and 2. from the 49 of Ingram. Kentwood trailing at 7-0. There's a busted play, and Danny Lynn turns it into something I think pretty good. This is going to be very close to a first down. We watched, Chuck, this team in practice yesterday, and Danny Lynn put the ball on the ground a few times, seemed to be having his problems, but we haven't really seen that much tonight.
No, we haven't. And you saw the athlete come out there. Great athletic ability. A lot of experienced quarterbacks would have panicked in that and gone to the ground. We're going to have a measurement here. He may have picked it up.
Danny Lynn pressed into service to replace Alex Rivas. Lynn's the number 3 quarterback on this team. As you can see, they are very, very close, but just short of the first down. Alex Rivas, we would point out, too, as the Kentwood fans say, let's go for it. And I think they will get their wish granted here. Rivas was not the starter for Kentwood at the beginning of the season. John Richardson was. His season ended, though, with a nasty knee injury in the season's second game. And Rivas came on and played exceptionally well.
And, Bob, there's no doubt they're going to go for it here. And here's where the we believe comes in. 4th and 1 to a wishbone team is like 3rd and 9 to a passing team. If you don't believe you can make these, you're running the wrong offense.
You're going to look for Richard Thomas here, the fullback?
I think you're going to see Sudi on the belly.
4th down and a short one. Second man through is Mathena, and he's got the first down to the 45-yard line. Justin Mathena, who fumbled twice in the first half, made some good yardage otherwise and picks up a first down here. George Thomas, the free safety and quarterback on this Ram football team, on the tackle. It's only the 3rd first down of the evening for the Kentwood Conquerors. Mathena now 7 carries for 34 yards. He's the leading ball carrier. Again, this is the guy replacing the All-State running back Derek Baker. 1st and 10 from the 45 of Ingram. Conquerors with a football, 7-0. They trail. There's Mathena again, stacked up after a short gain. 7:40 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Charlie Kuntz, All-Metro League left tackle, the senior. Again, 11 seniors on this defensive unit. 6 of them named to the All-Metro League football team.
But there was a fine push by the whole right-hand side of that offensive line of Kentwood. They seem to be taking charge of the line of scrimmage here.
2nd down, 7 for the Conquerors. Line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line. And there's a big pop from Jeffrey Wilkins on the inside as he stood up Justin Mathena and threw him back. Let's take an isolated look at Jeffrey Wilkins, 5'8", 215-pound senior, the leading tackler on this football team. He's going to show you why right here. Plays off the block, bang. And that's as far as the ball carrier would go.
There's 2 good athletes colliding. Built low to the ground, both making the attack at the line of scrimmage. Excellent play.
There's a good look at Jeffrey Wilkins, All-State, All-League, the Metro Defensive Player of the Year. And you can see why. 3rd down and 3, Kentwood now from the 38-yard line of the Ingraham Rams, who lead it 7-0, 6:41 to play in the 3rd quarter. Thomas inside, short of the first down, and they have done an excellent job tonight on fullback Richard Thomas. This time Charlie Kuntz, Linton Hyde, defensive tackle, linebacker on the stop, Ramon Carlos, the strong safety up there to make sure. Here's another 4th down play. Last time it was about 6 inches. This time it's about 2 yards and 6 inches.
Well, they tried to adjust there. They went end over, unbalanced line to the right, and ran strong side. Ingram didn't adjust to it. They were sitting right there waiting for it, but they may come back to short side against the unbalanced line. Here's unbalanced line left.
Second man through, Sudi, he didn't make it. Linton Hyde with a big defensive play for Ingram's Rams, who turn it over on downs. And let's see what Jeffrey Wilkins, who you see walking off the field there, did on this play. Filling up the inside, looking for Thomas.
He worked his way right to
Thomas. And got a piece of
Thomas.
Sudi anyway. He sure did, Chuck. Excellent play from Jeffrey Wilkins, combining with Linton Hyde on 4th down, and Kentwood turns it over on downs.
He canceled the fullback that time, bounced off, and saw the whole thing. That's an all-state play.
Looks like Jeff Ray, I know, but he prefers Jeffrey, so that's what we'll call him. 1st and 10, going the other way now. The Ingraham Rams, they've thrown the only pass in this ball game, and we have 5:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Robinson out of the formation. Here's our second pass. It's to Robinson, wide open to midfield, and down the sideline he goes. Run out at the 45-yard line of Kentwood. George Thomas to Simon Robinson. And don't they like that? And so do we. It's nice to see a big play
That
here.
was fun. That was fun. Just right after you called it.
And let's look at it again. It was so much fun. We'll relive that moment.
Well, they started that motion going out that way, and didn't cover him. Good throw. Question where he stepped out of bounds. They've got it marked. They're right on top of it. Hey, we've opened this thing up now, haven't we?
We sure have. That's the longest play of the night. 28 yards on the completion to Robinson. Make that 28, not 18. Make that 18, not 28. We had it right in the first place. Sorry about that. 1st and 10. Ingraham from the 45-yard line of Kentwood. They're going to throw it again. What's this? Thomas underthrowing his receiver. He was looking for Big Ben DuBois, the tight end. The leading receiver on this team coming into the game tonight with 24 receptions. But Thomas underthrew him that time. So there's our third pass of the evening.
That time they went bootleg, came out momentarily. They had a receiver open deep, but he looked at short, and Ingram jumped the ball.
2nd and 10 now for the Rams. Line of scrimmage to Kentwood at 45. 1 of 3 for 18 yards is George Thomas. Kirsten in motion. Pump fake. They won't get it away. Paul Lucas, the nose guard, with the stop on George Thomas. There's our first sack tonight. You don't get many of those when you're not throwing the football.
We're getting a clinic, Bob, on motion here. This time they're going to try to set up a throwback screen, but you'll see that the inside, it just took too long to develop. He's looking off to his left here. Now he's going to come back and trying to throw the screen out to his right, but he doesn't have the time to do that.
Here's Paul Lucas, who made the play, the nose guard. 3rd down and 16 now from the 49. Loss of 6 on the sack. Ingram back in its end of the field. Really opening things up. On the roll is Thomas, getting chased by Gates, and he got him. And Ron Sidenquist may well say, well, enough of this passing stuff.
We're going to go gunk the rest of the ballgame. Okay.
This is something that Gates has done well all season long. A very aggressive linebacker. They love to blitz him, and he'll show you why on this play. George Thomas is not slow. Gates with him all the way and just buried him. And the punt now away and dropped and covered by John Sudi.
And they had the wall set up.
17-yard line. John Shepard down on top of Mr. Sudi. And Kentwood will get the ball back. And they're having a good time here at Kingbowl 12. 7-0. Ingraham leading Kentwood. We'll come back to the Kingdome in just a moment.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Everyone knows Jack is a big dummy, but what they don't know is I'm a ventriloquist.
RCA Color TV, $159. RCA VCR, $249. RCA Big Screen Color TV, $14.99. We're celebrating the grand opening of our new store in Renton, plus locations in Seattle, Everett, and Linwood.
0 down with low payments, 90 days, same as cash or bank cards, savings on RCA, and everything else at all 4 locations.
Buy from any of our dummies today. I won't be on his own.
There has never been a shutout in a AAA championship game in the Kingbowl. Ingram's Rams are working on one this evening as they lead Kentwood 7-0. Here's one of the biggest offensive plays of the night. This was the third pass attempted this evening. Second pass, I beg your pardon, as Thomas found Simon Robinson for an 18-yard gain down the sideline as he tiptoed his way, tried to stay in bounds, but nothing came of it. They wound up punting it away. Kentwood has the ball back, 1st and 10. Conquerors at their 17. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter, and they trail it 7-0. Here's Lynn for his first pass tonight. Going long.
He's got it.
Garrett Herring, the tight end, or George Thomas, the free safety. It was Thomas who came up with the football. In this case, it wasn't quite a tie.
Well, it was a tie until they started down, Bob.
Let's take a look at a replay, and this was very close. A well-thrown ball, but good coverage here from George Thomas, who just kind of out-muscled Garrett Herring for the football. Danny Lind right on the money with this ball.
He had it. They just took it away on the way down.
There's the other angle as the Kentwood fans boo a little bit. They thought their guy had it, but he did not come down with it. Third Conqueror turnover tonight, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of Kentwood. Simon Robinson with the carry, short yardage here. And how must both coaches feel? The last time Sidenquist threw the ball, he was sacked for a huge loss. The first time Dave Lutz throws the ball, they pick it off. Here's Ron Sidenquist. Teaches chemistry and earth sciences. And Dave Lutz, an administrative assistant at Kentwood High School.
Well, Bob, with that interception now, Kentwood is just hit 19 out of 61 passes for the year.
2nd down, 8. Ingram working from the Conqueror 43-yard line, and with a 7-0 lead, Robinson. But they go inside Hairston and has some room. Callie Hairston. Good yardage, going to be very near a first down. He's right on the marker at the 35-yard line.
Little misdirection there of their own. Is that Hairston's first carry of the night?
No, he's had several carries here tonight. That is, matter of fact, Chuck, his 4th carry, has 17 yards, got 8 yards there. His longest carry of the night for sure.
That was the same play that he popped for a long gainer over there in Spokane. I think it was 43 yards.
Kentwood scoring, or Ingram scoring on its first 2 drives in that ball game, and that's all they needed as they beat Ferris 14-6 in the semifinals. 1st and 10 now from the Kentwood 35. Handoff inside, fullback John Brown inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And they've gone back to what got them that 7-0 lead. Let's take a look at defensive end Rob Gates, number 44 right there on this play.
This was going to be one of our key matchups here. He plays off the block, gets to it.
Got a piece anyway.
Got a piece.
You give him an assist for that?
We call it a JOP, jumped on the pile.
Second down and 3 after the JOP. 29-yard line of Kentwood. Ingram with the football. Thomas to throw, blitz coming, marker down.
No.
He is wrapped up. The Kentwood fans say grounding. Let's check the penalty though. The referee Clyde Sale threw his flag. We got a motion call coming against Ingram. The all-out blitz up the middle from the Kentwood Conquerors, and that's not really surprising.
Probably a legal procedure. We didn't get sacked.
So at least we didn't get sacked, huh? We'll give up the penalty, but it's no sack. Ron Sidenquist, ever the optimist.
Illegal motion. Offense.
And let's see if we can take a look at a replay perhaps on the play and see if we can see the motion. There it is right there. It's Hairston.
Both linebackers coming inside.
I think Hairston just turned it up the field a little too quickly as he was coming in motion back to the formation.
They're fortunate to have illegal procedure. He grounded that football.
Well, he had a couple of guys fairly close with low numbers, so I think they were legal. That'll make it 2nd down and a long 8. Ingram at the Kentwood 34-yard line. 1 minute, 30 seconds to play in the third quarter as Ingram holds on to a 7-0 lead and tries to add to it here. Robinson in motion away from the formation. Handoff inside, though, to Hairston. Big yardage here. Tally Hairston inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards short of a first down.
Inside counter play. Again, they're flowing with the tailback. Get the ball on the slant. Coming back. Nice trap blocking up inside. Changes direction. Good run. Puts them in a short yardage. 3rd and 2.
John Sudi had to come up and make the stop. Sudi, normally a cornerback, had to move over to free safety tonight, replacing Derek Baker on the defensive side. 3rd down and 2. Handoff inside. Here's Simon Robinson carrying the pack inside the 10-yard line. Lovely run from tailback Simon Robinson. Showed you some power, too.
And credit that to John Brown. We had a stunning linebacker right there to make the play. You'll see him coming on the inside. John Brown sees him, picks him up right there, allows him to cut freely. He runs through a tackle, another tackle, and good hard running. Takes 4 people to bring him down. From another angle, you'll see again, there's Brown making the block on the linebacker. Nice cut by Simon Robinson. And they're down there threatening.
We have play stopped for the moment. We have an injured Ram on the play. We're not positive who it is. I think it's one of the big offensive linemen who is down. You see Simon Robinson's statistics, 20 carries for 73 yards.
Bob, it would appear to be Ben Du Bois, the big tight end. I'm not sure, but I'd like to mention that, you know, Marty Matney is out there with Ballard Sports Medicine Clinic.
It is not Du Bois, it's Jim Sage.
Jim Sage?
Big right tackle, and I mean big. 275-pounder, looks like a knee. It's the biggest guy in the game tonight. Jim, a senior.
Well, we have, because of the Ballard Sports Medicine Clinic, having people volunteer for this ball game tonight, you know, we have throughout the state of Washington sports medicine people who've done an excellent job for coaches. There's no way we can repay them, and I know Ballard Sports Medicine Clinic was one of the very first under Dr. Keith Peterson. I know he's here tonight, and we thank him from every coach in the place. Let's hope Jim Sage is okay. He's got appear to be what, knee or an ankle?
It is a knee. It's that left knee, and he's not putting a whole lot of weight on it. As you can see, as Jim Sage slowly goes to the Ram sideline. This is, we understand, the 3rd time this season he has dinged that left knee, and I would doubt we'd see Jim Sage back in the ball game tonight. The biggest player on a good-sized offensive line. They average about 220 up front, and they've done quite a good job tonight in this run-dominated football game and this run-dominated Ingram attack. There's a good look at the big guy. Brandon Becker will be Jim Sage's replacement at the right tackle spot. Becker about 100 pounds lighter than Sage at 6'1" and 181. Chuck, when a guy such as this goes off the field, one of your big offensive line starters, it's got to break your heart a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, and you see Eric Anderson's coming into the ball game. He's going to set up to that side as the ram back and the lead blocker.
1st and goal, Ingram from the Kentwood 8-yard line. 38 seconds to play now in the 3rd quarter. 7-0, Rams on top. That's Anderson out of the formation. Robinson with a football to the 5 and stumbles down to about the 2. Nice block in front from fullback John Brown to help clear the way for Simon Robinson, who just did lose his balance. Garrett Herring. It's been a busy linebacker tonight for the Kentwood Conquerors. As we've got a timeout call. No, we do not.
So much for the lead blocker. They put him in motion. Go opposite.
Scoreboard flashed a timeout, but none was taken. 2nd down goal. Ball now at the 2-yard line of Kentwood. No timeout. We've just run out of time. That's what the problem is. They set it up. 1 quarter to go in the AAA championship game here in Kingbowl. 12 Ingram leading Kentwood 7-0 and knocking on the door. We'll see if they get in when we come back.
How can it be permissible?
Western Washington, the time is now. Because your Western Washington Toyota dealer is having a weekend shootout sale on the cars that stole the auto show. We're shooting down prices on all 89 Toyotas, blowing away hundreds of dollars off the price of Camrys, gunning down the price tag on Corollas, blasting prices on our totally redesigned trucks. And for Toyota extra value packages, prices will be shot down even lower. But hurry, because the weekend shootout sale ends December 4th. And that's the bottom line.
Something special has been happening for the last 2 years. Businesses and the community have been working together to help our children grow, to keep them safe. Como TV4 wishes to express its great appreciation to the concerned companies who've joined with us and the community for kids' sake.
Mr. Scrooge just loves a bargain. Like this holiday meal deal from Kentucky Fried Chicken for just $10.99.
What a deal.
10 pieces of finger-licking good chicken.
What a deal.
4 buttermilk biscuits, lots of mashed potatoes and gravy, all that fresh coleslaw, all for just $10.99.
What a deal.
For a limited time only.
I knew there had to be a catch.
Get the $10.99 holiday meal deal.
Here's Western Optical's special of the month. 25 to 75% off on all red and green tagged frames. Tremendous savings on designer eyewear frames and sunglass frames. We personally guarantee our eyewear at family-owned Western Optical, dedicated to your complete eyewear satisfaction for over 60 years. Hurry to Western Optical's 25 to 75% off red and green tagged frame sale. Sale must end the last day of this month. Bank cards are welcome.
As we come back to the Kingbowl, Ingraham leading Kentwood 7-0. We pause now 5 seconds for our network stations to identify themselves. You're watching Como TV4, Seattle. We begin the fourth quarter with Ingraham in threatening position right now and threatening to add to this 7-0 lead. Look what kind of fourth quarter team this has been. 98-7. Ingraham outscoring its opponents this season. Second down and 2. Here's Robinson to the goal line, but he did not get in. Not quite there. Third down and very short yardage coming. Sean Hansen up tight from the free safety spot to stop Simon Robinson. 22nd carry of the night for Robinson, who now has 85 yards. George Thomas, number 19, the quarterback, brings him out. Third down and goal from well inside the 1 yard line. They're right on that goal line, as you can see.
Great camera angle. Here it is.
Thomas calling his own number, and he's in there. George Thomas scoring his 6th touchdown of the season from about 2-3 inches away. And we have a 13-0 Ingraham lead. And let's take a look at the scoring play again.
Well, Coach Sidenquist said if they move off the center and they go into the cover the guards, George Thomas has the option of taking that ball up the middle, and that's exactly what he did.
Greg Petagano, the nose guard, did a pretty good job of stopping up the play. Not quite good enough. The kick from Ramon Carlos is through. And I got to think a 14-0 lead is awfully, awfully good in the type of ball game we have seen tonight. 11-17 to play in the game. Ingraham now leading Kentwood by a score of 14-0. We'll return to the Kingdome right after this.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Meet your next truck. The truck for 89. The all-new Toyota V6 4x4 SR5, the most advanced V6 engine in its class. All new on-the-move four-wheel demand. And a brand new look that says Toyota quality.
It's everything I ever wanted.
Toyota, who could ask for anything more?
Come on now.
Welcome back to the Kingdome. Bob Rondo with Bruce King, Chuck Tarbox, and Todd Pickett as Ingram has taken a 14-0 lead over the Kentwood Conquerors. And here's a big play in the touchdown drive. A 19-yard carry from tailback Simon Robinson. Chuck, he looked good on this play.
He sure did. This is he's got the reputation for doing this, and he's just following in a line of great Ingram tailbacks.
That put him inside the 10-yard line, and later inside the 1. George Thomas, the quarterback, called his own number, took it in. 8 plays on the scoring drive, 45 yards in about 4.5 minutes for a 14-0 lead. Ramon Carlos gets set to kick it away. 11-17 to play in the ball game. Here's the boot, and he hit this one well. Sudi at the 4-yard line drops the ball. Nothing but white shirts around him, and he's going to tumble down at the 10-yard line. Garrett Herring down on the tackle. Let's go down to the field to Todd Pickett.
Well, Bob, as you mentioned, Jim Sage playing with some damage to the ligaments in his knee. The doctors say he has not hurt them any further. In fact, they were surprised he's been able to play this much tonight. They have conveniently also propped him up so that he's able to watch the replay screen at the end of the Kingdome, and he'll be able to go out and help hoist the teammates and the trophy, hopefully, for his sake, in a little over 11 minutes. Bob?
Not a pretty sight at all. Todd, thank you. We gave credit to the wrong fellow on the tackle there a moment ago. It was Mike Nord on the stop on the kickoff return of John Sudi. 1st and 10, Conquerors from their 11-yard line. Handoff goes inside to Thomas. Pops out to about the 15. Ingram just dominating possession time of the game with 22 minutes and 50 seconds to Kentwood's 13:53. See how that wishbone offense is broken down tonight in terms of numbers of carries. 1 carry for the quarterback, Lind, 6 for the fullback Thomas. Much less than we thought we'd see tonight. 9 carries from Athena and 7 carries for John Sudi. They just haven't had the ball that many times to get that many carries.
No, and they've had it backed up at their end, Bob. That was the first time they broke the bone into what we call a half bone and ran the double dive away from it.
Dave Lutz saying maybe we better start to air it out a little bit, trailing 14-0. The wishbone, as you know, is a horrible come-from-behind offense, but they'll give it a go here. 2nd and 6 from the 15-yard line. Lind to pass. Fires, almost intercepted. James Gavin had a line on that one as he looked for Tim Gilson, the split end, but excellent coverage from the Ingraham Rams. And remember, Jason Gavin is all-Metro. Ramon Carlos, the strong safety, all-Metro. George Thomas, Simon Robinson, all-Metro type players. Thomas and Robinson didn't make it, but Thomas has 1 interception already tonight. His team picked off 17 passes during the regular season and the playoffs to this point. 3rd down and 6. Kentwood from its own 15, down by 14. And remember, there never has been a shutout in a AAA title game. Blitz coming on Lind, gets rid of it. This one's picked off. And going in. No, he didn't make it. Yes, he did. Wayne Burton in for the touchdown. Inside linebacker Wayne Burton got it. And the airwaves have not at all been friendly skies tonight. Limited use by the Kentwood Conquerors. That's the 2nd interception thrown by Danny Lind, and this one really hurts.
Well, he gets forced a real big, strong rush here. He didn't see this linebacker coming up and stepping up for. But in fairness to Danny Lind, we're seeing who's going to be a very fine quarterback. The 3 passes you alluded to have been on the money. That one was forced, but the other 3 have been right there.
Here's Ramon Carlos with his 3rd extra point of the night. He's right there again, extending the Ingram lead to 21-0 with 9:55 to play in the ball game, and they should be happy. And let's take a break. Again, 21-0. Ingram leading Kentwood. We'll come back to the Kingdome right after this.
This holiday season, take a ride full of wonder and magic on the Holiday Carousel through December 24th at Westlake Park in downtown Seattle. These famous figures, originally carved in 1914, have been lovingly restored by skilled craftsmen. So come downtown and experience the carousel and all the magic that makes a holiday tradition. It'll warm you with memories from holidays past. The Holiday Carousel in Westlake Park, sponsored by Metropolitan Federal Savings, the Downtown Seattle Association, and Como TV and Radio.
Mr. Scrooge just loves a bargain. Like this holiday meal deal from Kentucky Fried Chicken for just $10.99.
What a deal.
10 pieces of finger-licking good chicken.
What a deal.
4 buttermilk biscuits, lots of mashed potatoes. For a limited time only.
I knew there had to be a catch.
Get the $10.99 holiday meal deal.
Bob Rondo, welcome you back to the Kingdome as Ingram has taken a 21-0 lead with its second fourth quarter touchdown, and here's how it happened. Danny Lind and the Rams know they have to throw the ball.
Yes, big rush from the outside. You never saw him. Wayne Burton just steps up in front, playing loose there, beginning. There's a happy linebacker.
Linton Hyde was the one putting on the pressure as Carlos boots it away. Fielded by Sudi. Out he comes. And he is welcomed to Ram football just outside the 20-yard line. Charles Turner leading the charge along with Eric Granberry. A couple of reserve defensive backs. And Kentwood facing a 21-0 deficit now. Missing a lot of good people here tonight, and certainly that has been an enormous factor in this game. There's just no getting around that. Not to in any way detract from the defensive effort from Ingram tonight, but you take away, what, about 2,500 yards. That's very tough to make up. And we're seeing some substitutions now defensively for the Ingram Rams. Here's Lind on the option. He won't be able to pitch it away. Played very well by the Rams again. They really haven't been able to do much at all with that option tonight. The off-tackle stuff has worked the best of anything, but that's not going to get you 21 points in a hurry, Chuck.
Well, those replacement players, my hat's off to them. They have done an excellent job tonight. But, you know, everybody moves up in that depth chart. So it creates a depth problem that we don't have a whole lot of in high school anyway.
Kentwood suited up 53 players for the game tonight. Ingram only 40. Second and 8 Conquerors from their 24-yard line. Handoff, second man through is John Sudi out across the 30. He'll be in a flag tossed into the pile late. Ramon Carlos, strong safety on the stop for the Rams. Let's see what the penalty's all about as referee Clyde Sale talks with his people. Personal foul going to the head by a little over-aggressive Ram defense on the play.
Dead ball, personal foul, illegal contact with the helmet, defense.
I guess that's translates to spearing, does it not, Chuck?
Exactly. He made the initial contact with his helmet. Ingram doesn't need this now.
Conquerors will take a first down any way they can get it. And let's see if we can pick up the penalty. There's Sudi. And let's see who comes in late here.
Hit.
I think that's Gavin. Yep. And that's a good call, as you can see. Excellent replay work there by our camera people. First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Lind firing to the near side. Ball up for grabs. Almost intercepted, and I think caught. Yes, it was. Garrett Herring.
He got it.
Herring took it away from Simon Robinson, who looked to have the interception. There's our first pass completion for Danny Lind and the Kentwood Conquerors tonight. Let's see this one again.
Play action pass, favorite pass out of the wishbone. Tight end running the corner route. Goes up. Both players have a chance for the football. Great interception by Herring.
22-yard pickup. Here's Richard Thomas. Make that Justin Mathena, beg your pardon, and he's inside the 30-yard line. Wayne Burton, the inside backer, had the interception return for the touchdown. Kuntz, the tackle. Gavin, the cornerback, all on the stop after a gain of 4 for Justin Mathena, number 22. Second down and 6, Kentwood. They trailed 21-0. They've got to score here. 8 minutes, clock's running. We're in the fourth quarter. Play fake.
Nice shot.
Herring
loose.
Again,
He's got
it. The football, got it back. They're going to say incomplete. That's a great play by Garrett Herring. to have the presence of mind to go pick it up and take it in. They're going to say it was an incomplete pass.
Well, we talked about differences in rules. We don't have the replay or the people upstairs to review this.
Here it is. Oh, that looks like a catch to me.
Yeah, I think you're going to see the crowd say the same thing. And what a great individual play. 2 plays in a row by that kid.
Garrett Herring, the senior tight end. 3rd and 6 now from the 28-yard line. Handoff inside Mathena. Down to about the 25, short of the 25. 4th down coming up. Kuntz again on the stop with Ramon Carlos. Justin Mathena has done the bulk of the ball carrying tonight for Kentwood. Now 12 carries, 50 yards. John Sudi has carried 9 times for 33. Richard Thomas, the fullback, only 5 carries for 7 yards tonight. 4th down, 3 to go. Kentwood at the 25-yard line of Ingram, down by 21 points. Lind will pass for it. Firing, incomplete, overthrowing Herring, and the ball will go over on downs again. And you got to go back to the apparent catch by Garrett Herring that was ruled an incompleted pass, and that may have been the last hope for this Kentwood football team tonight, as they're down by 21 points, and we're just over the 7-minute mark now in the ball game.
Good job, D.
Well, the wishbone's a 4-down offense, Bob, and then when they have a play go against them there and they pass, it puts them out of their sync, and they have to come back and throw again on 4th down.
So Ron Sidenquist saying to his defensive team when they came off, remember, next time they get it, they got to go deep, right? Be ready for it. We'll see if Ingram gives it back to him. New quarterback into the game for the Rams, Chris Angelos, who started the season replaced by Thomas in the 6th game of the year. Here's a handoff inside, Tally Hairston. Out to the 30-yard line, picked up about 4. Let's go back and take a look again at that, what looked to us at least to be a catch by Garrett Herring, not to mention the Kentwood faithful here. Well thrown ball from Danny Lind. Off the play fake. There's 1 step, 2 steps. For my money, that's a completed pass.
Absolutely.
Gotta be.
I'll tell you.
And then he went back and picked it up anyway.
We got 6:40 left here, but there is no quit in this Kentwood team. My hat is off to them. What do you say, Bob?
I say they have a very tough challenge in front of them. 2nd and 6. Here's the handoff, Robinson. 1st down and more. Simon Robinson out near the 44-yard line. Gained about 14. Big block on the corner from Jason Gavin. The split end as Robinson holds his arms skyward. Eric Miletich, the cornerback, had to make the stop on him. See how that power I formation does its best work. Helps when you have a tailback with 22 carries, and he, I believe, is over the 100. He's right at 100 yards tonight. 23 carries, including the last one. Simon Robinson doing the bulk of the work, running the football for Ingram tonight. And here he is again. He will not add to the total here, however. Richard Thomas, the fullback and linebacker, up to stop him. Mark Mayer now in at the right tackle position that was vacated by Jim Sage earlier, as Ron Sidenquist begins to filter a few substitutes into the game. He's got to be comfortable leading 21-0. Simon Robinson, 24 carries for 98 yards. We had him with 100 until he lost a couple on that last play. 2nd down and 12 now from the 42 of Ingram.
Clipping.
Angelos, good call, Chuck. The call came from Chuck Tarbox before the flags came down and before John Brown, the fullback, went down. This one's going back. The blocking low on the play, Sel Kroner, the linebacker, talking with the referee Clyde Sale. They'll accept the penalty, of course. 5:27 remaining in the game, 21-0. Ingram with 14 fourth-quarter points, the last 7 of them coming on an interception return for a touchdown by linebacker Wayne Burton. 20 yards and the conversion.
Offense.
Move the ball back to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 27 for Ingram. The Rams penalized now 4 times for 50 yards. Kentwood 3 for 15. Here's Chris Angelos, 6-foot senior. More of a drop-back type passer.
We got 2 men in motion.
And we got 2 flags down as Robinson carries again. Make that tally Hairston. Nope, I'm sorry, that's Robinson. Hairston was the man, I think, who moved, one of them anyway.
John Brown with it.
And defensive captain Sal Kroner again chats with Clyde Sale, the referee. Say we'll look over this one, and I don't think we'll take it.
Illegal shift. Offense. Refuse.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 27. It's been a great year for high school football in the state of Washington. How about the class of '88? Some of the class kids and where they have enrolled. As you can see, these are all players from inside the state of Washington. 10 of them Huskies, 14 of them Cougars. Eastern Washington with 19 state-bred players. Western Washington 38. And another good crop coming out this year. 3rd down, and they've changed it now to 26 instead of 27. John Brown with the carry, breaks 1 tackle. Flag down, Brown down at the 40-yard line. I wonder if that first tackler, Nat Biondo, got a face mask on the way out. That's exactly what it was. Nat Biondo trying to run down the ball carrier and latched onto the face mask. We'll see it again here.
Ingram's 3rd and 26 play.
Yeah, they work on that one. You go out and you have the guy grab you by the face mask, get a penalty.
Face mask. Defense.
.456 to play in the game. 21-0 as we are on the verge of the first shutout in Kingbowl AAA history. And this was the big one, 15 yards on the face mask penalty. Takes the ball into Kentwood territory, and that is a 1st down for the Ingraham Rams. Gain was to the 40-yard line, tacked on 15 more. Remember, that was 3rd down and 26. Look at Chris Angelos as he sets the power I. 1st and 10 from the Kentwood 45. Hairston motion out of the formation. Pitch back to Robinson, looking for some running room. Marker down. Robinson trying to get the corner, won't do it. Run out of bounds by Miletich, the cornerback. Let's see what the penalty is here, as all of a sudden we've gotten really sloppy in this ball game. One pass in the entire first half. Motion call going against Ingram here. But that's about all that is going against the Ingram Rams. Representing the Metro League, maligned Metro in the playoffs. Got to go back to 1978. The last Metro team to reach the Kingbowl final. Ingram lost to Snohomish that night, 14-8. Since then, well, they've not done too well. Haven't gotten by the quarterfinals. That's the bad news for Kentwood. 4:49 in the game, not to mention the 21 points on the board for the Ingraham Rams and a goose egg for the Conquerors. They gave it a good go, and you hate to talk in past tense with this kind of time remaining, but the miracles, remember, have belonged mostly to Ingram this year. Kentwood has done it the hard way. They've been just a good football team. I know I've talked to people, Dick Nickel of Mercer Island, for one, who thought Kentwood might have been the best team in the state all season long. Not just now. They were ranked as high as 3rd. They were 8th coming into the playoffs. Ingram, nobody ranked him all season long. They'll rank him now right on top. Handoff inside, Tally Hairston, not much there. Brent Roberts now in at a defensive tackle spot for Kentwood on the stop for the Conquerors. So we look at Dave Lutz pacing on the sideline saying, boy, it's about time we got out of here, isn't it? I'd want to go home too. I bet this guy hasn't had 7-8 hours sleep in the last 3 days. A man of principle. It hurt his football team, but obviously something that had to be done.
He's also a man that's going to be back. He's got forgiving in his heart. He loves these players. It's been a tough week.
Less than 300 yards in total offense between the two teams here tonight. Here's Charles Turner's first carry tonight as he is in now replacing Simon Robinson at the tailback spot. Turner known best for his kick returns, but now getting a chance to run the ball a bit. Player down. That is John Brown, the fullback, slow to get up. Looks like he might have a groin or a hip pointer as he reached for that area. But we'll hold off for a moment and see exactly what the injury might be. There's a look at John Brown, 5'8", compactly built fullback, 197-pounder. He's had a good night tonight. 8 carries, 61 yards. He's had some big carries, a 13-yarder, a 16, another 13. And being helped to his feet now. I'd like to remind you that any rebroadcast of this telecast without the expressed written permission of any compensation to the WIAA is strictly prohibited. And if you can figure that out, you're a better man than I am, whatever that's supposed to mean. Blue chip prep players in the state of Washington this year. Bill Hobart, the quarterback from Puyallup. A lot of people thought we'd have a Puyallup-Gonzaga prep rematch. There you see two of the reasons why. Hobart and Kavanaugh from Puyallup and prep. Neither of them here tonight. Bill Hobart already has committed to Washington. Kyle Roy, the outstanding linebacker from West Valley of Yakima. Demetrius Dubose, another Metro standout. Wolf and Hanson, the big kids from Puyallup and Gonzaga prep. Some of the other names, well respected by the college recruiters this season. Right now, a well-respected team wearing the white suits. Third down, 14 Ingram at the 49-yard line of Kentwood. There's the handoff inside. And that's the first carry tonight for Costa Varlamos. That's right, Costa Varlamos. United Nations makeup at times on this Ingram football team. Let's look at Varlamos do his work again, number 12. Pretty good tackle there as he ran through, or effort there, running through the tackle of Richard Thomas, who's got to be pretty tired right now, especially when you're down 21. You tend to tire out a lot more quickly. Punting situation, though, they did not make the first down. Here's the boot away from Dubois, and Sudi wisely lets it go into the end zone. Conquerors will start 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line, depending on what the penalty is. We've got a couple of markers down back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we had an illegal formation here. We had 2 men in the back, but we didn't have 7 up front. I want to comment on your blue chip list. There's a player there at Juanita, Ed Evilsizer, one of the finest players in the Northwest. He's going to be a fine college player. You can't talk blue chip without talking Ed Evilsizer.
That's your wide receiver.
That's the wide receiver, defensive back. We didn't use him as a kicker, but he came from Helix High School in San Diego and set the CIF record down there, 52 yards in the playoff game the year before.
Chuck Tarbox, his coach and his agent.
Yes, and of course we didn't get the ball to him, and you know, it turns out we've proved we're not too smart over there.
There's Danny Lind, thrown into the fire tonight, gave it a good go. The replacement quarterback. There's his numbers, 1 of 6, 22 yards, 2 of them intercepted, 1 of those taken back for a touchdown. They did not want to have to throw the ball at all, I'm sure, tonight. 1st and 10. Here's the fumble, new quarterback into the ball game, Tony Jones, replacing Danny Lind. Jones bobbling on his first play of the evening. And again, this all addresses the situation with the missing players. Alex Rivas, the virtual season-long starter, one of the 6 suspended. We talked about Rivas and Baker a lot tonight. Dunham, Parkhurst, Mike Hopple, Tony Wall, and personally, fellas, I know everybody makes mistakes. As you see running the bone now, they just haven't had that many carries, but I feel badly for those 6 players who were suspended, and I'm sure this has been the longest weekend of their lives.
The other side of that, Bob, is that every athlete has to understand responsibility, and that means whether you're in business or on a football team or in a family, when you make decisions, you're making them for people outside of yourself, and it's an extension of yourself. And you know, I feel for the players on these sidelines that didn't get into the ball game tonight, but are part of this. It's a great win for Ingram, and I'll tell you, it's some kind of a double win for Dave Lutz and the Kentwood team. The community's been behind them, and I don't know, we just can't say enough for him.
Dave Lutz, the former Husky and Evergreen High School star. Here's Jones firing out. There's the first completion tonight as he hits Nat Biondo. Second completion, beg your pardon, and they should have had a third that was taken away from him. Wilkins and Carlos stopping Biondo. Take a look at that Conqueror sideline. Some long faces there. They had a great season, came in 11-1. And until late Thursday night were the favorites to win Kingbowl 12. Look at the rushing here. The matchup, Simon Robinson, the Ingram tailback, 100 yards. Richard Thomas, the sophomore fullback for Kentwood, 7 yards tonight. 1st and 10. There's another fumble on the exchange as the Conquerors try to get something going here with less than 3 minutes to play in the game. Tony Jones fumbling, but picking up the loose ball. Might have gained a few inches with it. Dave Lutz sending in Nat Biondo with a play from the sideline. Lutz and Rob Gates, his outstanding defensive end. As they were saying at Kentwood yesterday at the pep rally, we still believe, and I'm sure they still will, even after tonight. Gotta believe. 2nd and 10 for Kentwood. He didn't gain anything, and he's going to lose here. Mike Nord, strong side linebacker, playing up close and setting his sights on Tony Jones and dropping him.
Tell him go open 30 lead.
Open 30 lead, Chuck. That's the play coming in with tight end Rob Gates. What are we going to see here? Open 30 lead.
Yeah, you're going to get the double dive to the strong side. You're going to lead through with the fullback and give to the dive back.
In other words, let's not try to throw it again, huh?
Well, he's got a young quarterback. This is a sophomore quarterback. He's going to give him some game experience here, and he's going to benefit from it.
3rd down, 21. There's the second man through. It's Sudi, and he's bulldogged down for very little gain, if any.
There's no sense in breaking his confidence by getting him thrown around back there, but they're learning a lot. It's a tough lesson, I'll tell you.
Minute 18 to play. 4th down, 19 to go for Kentwood. And they will go for it here, trailing 21-0.
And I don't see anybody hanging their head. You know, I just can't say enough.
Ron Sidenquist still fired up over on the Ingram sideline, making sure everything goes right. Less than a minute to go now. This is 4th and 21. Kentwood from its own 19. 5-man rush. Ball almost intercepted on the pass over the middle. Eric Rosesmith just in at an inside linebacker. Very nearly had the INT, but instead the ball will go over. This is the 3rd time tonight they've turned the ball over on downs to the Ingram Rams. They scored at the end of the 1st quarter and have scored twice here in the 4th. And we will see a new quarterback for Ingram as well, as Joe Rule is ready to check into the ball game. And I would imagine, well, we'll see what they do. I should think 21 points is sufficient at this point. We're on the verge of the first shutout in AAA Kingbowl history. Handoff going inside to Varlamos. Costa Varlamos carries to about the 13-yard line. 40 seconds remaining. And one more play ought to pretty well take care of it. What a year for the Ingram Rams. Unranked all season long, and they're going to win it all. We got some motion before we're going to get that final play away. We'll squeeze one more penalty in here. Movement from Varlamos, the fullback, with 8 seconds to go. And congratulations to that man. 38-year-old Ron Sidenquist in his 4th year as head coach at Ingram, 12th year with the program. He's a Ram graduate, for Pete's sakes.
Yeah, and congratulations to all of Metro. No longer maligned.
Dave Lutz, I'm sure, will be the first to say well done to the Ingram Rams. Defense and run-dominated football game tonight. And here's the last play. Just put the knee down, and that's going to do it. There you have them, your new Washington State AAA football champions and your new championship showered coach run, Sidenquist. Ingram defeating Kentwood tonight 21-0. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations to Kentwood as well. That's not that easy to do.
No.
Let me down.
Which is easier, to lift him or run laps around him?
The guys probably down there saying, Coach, we'd be glad to let you down. They certainly did not let him down during the ball game tonight. They waited until afterward, and there you see the two head coaches tonight. Ron Sidenquist said, I feel so badly for Kentwood, and he was very genuine in that. You know, of course, it made this thing a little easier proposition. He said, I hope people don't pin the outcome on that. You have to mention it, but certainly Ingram came in here ready to play tonight. Excellent defensive effort.
Let's not take anything away from this win for Ingram. They came in here, like you said, they had a great season, Cinderella season, almost meant to be. But they also played and gave every bit they had.
There you see it. Our final score in the first shutout in AAA Kingbowl history. The Ingram Rams wear the crown, defeating Kentwood tonight 21-0. We'll be back with a post-game celebration right after this.
Mr. Scrooge just loves a bargain. Like this holiday meal deal from Kentucky Fried Chicken for just $10.99.
What a deal.
10 pieces of finger-licking good chicken.
What a deal.
4 buttermilk biscuits, lots of mashed potatoes and gravy, all that fresh coleslaw, all for just $10.99.
What a deal.
For a limited time only.
I knew there had to be a catch.
Get the $10.99 holiday meal deal.
There are plenty of old ways to have fun in the snow. But only one new way. Introducing Snow Scoot by Yamaha. It's fun to ride, simple to handle, and easy to afford. Buy a Snow Scoot before December 31st. There's no down payment and no payments for 90 days. There's the old way, or the new way. Snow Scoot by Yamaha. Consult your yellow pages for the Yamaha dealer nearest you.
Let's see. Our family's been working this land for, what, almost 100 years now. 3 generations. Nope, better make that 4. I don't know. We've just always been farmers. Must be in the blood or something. Sure as heck isn't the easiest way to make a living. Oh well, you just pray for the right weather and put your money in the right places.
U.S. Bank. Working for you, working for Washington.
We've got a good life here.
So Ingram wins it 21-0, the first Metro League team ever to win a AAA high school football championship in the Kingbowl, and that's really something for this football team, isn't it?
It sure was. An interesting game, a slow game, I think, for the most part. That might have been to be expected, the way these two teams play defense, but hats off to them. They had a great season, and what a fitting conclusion. Cinderella, I don't think she's going to blow up at midnight this time. Let's go down to the sideline now, where Todd Pickett is standing by with the new championship coach in the AAA ranks. Todd?
And the man sporting the new Bill Parcells look, as it were, too. He said, it's the only game I didn't bring a change of clothes to. And, Coach, the fourth quarter has been big for you throughout the season. Again, turned out to be tonight.
Well, we were real fortunate. We got the breaks. We forced them into that desperation with a pass. We got the interception from our linebacker, Wayne Burton, in the drop. And it was just, the story of our season. I thought Kentwood was fantastic. I thought they came back, for all the stuff that went on. Kentwood still was Kentwood. They still had that great line, and they did a super job, but my kids rose to the occasion.
Your young men have been sporting a slogan, many of them tonight, that says, don't believe the hype. you finally earned some respect.
Well, I think that that's true. I think that the kids, just all year we've believed, and that's been the secret for us.
Congratulations. We'll let you go over and participate, talk to a couple of your young men here.
Thank you very much.
With us, Simon Robinson right now. And Simon's busy talking to the print media, so we'll talk instead to a member of the Legion of Doom, Mr. Burton, with the touchdown on the interception. You guys with a great defensive effort again in the second half tonight.
Yeah, I feel good about that touchdown. I think the Lord was with me. I haven't had a tackle all night. Something was wrong, and I just came with the interception.
Coach mentioned a minute ago it was kind of a desperation pass a little bit. Were you able to see it coming?
Yeah, I seen it come all the way. He had a guy, like I said, beside of me, and I just had to come pick the ball, and I seen the end zone, and I just ran all the way.
Congratulations with the outstanding effort. And Simon Robinson on offense, also on defense. A game where defense was very telling, and you had 100 yards rushing tonight. I know a lot of the credit you'd feel has to go to your offensive line.
My offensive line, they did a hell of a job tonight. Can't say nothing else. They blocked. My fullback did everything. You know, they're supposed to have the best fullback and the best tailback in the state, and he was out here doing something else. And the fullback, you know, they didn't do nothing. You know, we just played all around good football tonight.
What's it like to be the unranked team and now the state champions? No one can take that away from you.
Like we say, don't believe the hype.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that. Like we say, don't believe the hype.
Well, everyone will believe the trophy. Why don't you go over and get a piece of it right now? Thanks. Congratulations. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Todd, very much. Simon Robinson, huh? What a night for him. You think those kids aren't excited? What a fun experience for them.
They sure are. And bear in mind that Kentwood had all the publicity. He mentioned they got the good running backs. They got the good tailback, the good fullback. Well, we think we're pretty good, too. And John Brown, I don't know that we can say enough about the blocking job this young man did, carrying the football as well, the fullback, but certainly helped clear the way for Simon Robinson. And Ingram had the dominant running attack tonight.
Are you surprised? And I'll wait for the answer for just a moment. We'll go to break right now. We'll be back right after this, and we'll talk with Chuck Tarbox.
We're here at the National Space Satellite Dish, where for 3 days in a row, scientists have received messages from deep space. Dr. Gilbert.
At precisely 12 noon, we have received the signal.
And now, as the hour of 12 approaches, we listen for these strange sounds.
It's no mystery where great refreshment comes from. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
From the Kingdome in Seattle, Kingbowl 12 has been brought to you by Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. Kingbowl 12 has also been brought to you by your Toyota dealer. Who could ask for anything more? By U.S. Bank, working for Washington. And by your local Yamaha dealers and Snow Scoot, a whole new way to have fun in the snow.
U.S. Bank of Washington and really is proud.
And the celebration continues on the Ingraham side of the field. As you see, they defeat Kentwood by a score of 21-0 to win the AAA championship and Kingbowl 12. And that celebration is going to go on through the night. Chuck Tarbox, are you surprised at the score? Are you surprised it was the kind of game it was?
I am. I thought it would be 14-7, maybe even the 7-0 the hold up there. But when Kentwood didn't score in the first half and it came out and played the whole second half with back to the wall, it really spelled it. And of course, with the defensive doom, as he called it, something like that, that interception just did it.
Oh, it certainly did. And Ron Sidenquist, I think, is going to be coming to the microphone here in just a moment as they're going to present the championship trophy. Barbara Twarters, who is the Metro League athletic director, at the microphone now. And let's pick some of this up.
We have a little bit of hardware to dish out here. On behalf of Washington Interscholastic Activities Association and U.S. Bank, both Mr. Doyle and I are pleased to present the Ingraham Rams with the state 1988 AAA championship.
Chuck Tarbox, you've been there. You know what it's like. What's the feeling at this time as a head football coach when finally you've won it all?
Well, I tell you, I'm so happy for Ron and his group. He lives in the Kirkland area. Yeah, listen to him here. He's standing right about third base, too, where, Bob, you said Tommy Lasorda would stand.
I want to thank all of our fans, those of you that came down here tonight, those of you that have been with us all year. I want to thank my family that's been supportive, my coaching staff, which is excellent, and these guys right here who brought the trophy home to Ingram. Sorry, Mr. Clute. I think this makes Monday a happening. Thank you very much.
He mentioned the coaches there, and I got to quickly say, Joe Clay played for me, and Nathan Hale was an outstanding linebacker. He was a defensive coordinator tonight. And to get a shutout in this game, the only shutout in AAA history, that player played for me. I'm so proud of Joe Clay.
Great win tonight for the Ingram Rams. The start of this football season, I don't think anyone would have thought that the Ingram Rams would be the AAA champions in this state.
They better believe it now.
They played such great defense tonight. Offensively, they were able to do some things, but I think one of the keys, and we've mentioned this, Bob, earlier in the ball game, and you'd mentioned this too, that what they were able to do, they said, we're going to stop the fullback, and we're going to let the other players go on and do what they can do, and if they can beat us, okay, fine, but we're going to just stop the fullback cold. They did. He picked up 7 yards on 5 carries in the ballgame.
And I really have to wonder how much Dave Lutz changed his game plan, if any. Richard Thomas was stopped cold early on, and I wonder if they decided to kind of get away from the fullback and try to use the other two guys, recognizing that was happening. I think that really set the tone for the ball game. Richard Thomas, who'd had great games in the playoffs at Kelso and again against Mercer Island, it was just about invisible here tonight, but give credit where it's due. That Ingram defense was fierce this evening.
And for the Ingram Rams, look at this. 19 seniors on this football team among the starters. The juniors, 2. Not a sophomore out there. If they ended up 1 player short, but 21 in bat. Huh?
Well, you got to take your best shot when you have the chance. With 19 seniors, you better make it your year, because I got a hunch next year may be a little bit difficult for Ron Sidenquist and a big coaching challenge for him.
It is interesting, though. You get that many seniors on a football team, and you have them in your program for so long, and you talk to them, and you say, hey, if you play for me, and you play well, and you do this, this, and this, we can maybe win this whole thing, and then to see it happen.
That's what they said right from the start. Don't believe the hype. Let's go play.
Let me quickly run through the scores now as we watch the celebration today. It's been a busy day. Columbia Hunters over Tudor Lake, 14-7 B11. Class A, Castle Rock over Ephrata, 23-20. Break that 38-game win streak. Class B8, Bridgeport Mansfield 52-0 over Odessa. Class AA, Liberty 31, Cheney 0, and in this one Ingram 21 and Kentwood 0. For Bob Rondo and for Chuck Tarbox and for Todd Pickett, I'm Bruce King. We hope you enjoyed it as Ingram wins the AAA crown and Kingbowl 12.